It's like, come on, man. That ain't what we're dealing with. But
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
but I don't like being. I love being challenged. Like play the clip, play go.
yeah. I
You
didn't.
heard the part. Yeah, you heard
What
the
I
part that I played, and then if you saying that it's something different, play the part before that, and then we
I
can.
well, I
Yeah, go
read
ahead.
the speech. I had looked up the speech. The speech, and he says the belief that the power is delivered from the consent of the governed and the laws and the institutions should be established to protect that understanding. And those ideas eventually inspired a band of colonists across the ocean, and they wrote them into founding documents and it still guides America today. He said, including the simple truth that all men and women are created equal, but those ideals have been tested here in Europe and around the world. Those ideas often have been threatened by an older, more traditional view of power. The alternative visions argue that ordinary men, women are too small minded to govern their affairs, and that the order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights and all power of sovereign.
Keep reading. What comes after that? Keep reading.
I mean, the
Hang
coded
on.
message in there was quite clear.
Yeah, so to me, I'm just saying that
No, no,
he,
no.
he
Just read that real quick, brother. Just after the sovereign part, and then read
So he
what
says
comes after that.
often this alternative vision roots itself in the notion that by virtue of race, faith, ethnicity, some are inherently superior to others, and that individual identity must be defined by us versus them, or that national greatness must flow not by what people stand for, but by what they're against.
Keep reading.
Bro, I'm not gonna read the whole speech. Y'all can look it up though.
No,
But
no, no.
that's
I
what
got you. But I'm just
I'm
saying, if
just
you go, because I can do this. I
because I
could do
just
this three.
all I
Because
did was
hold on.
all I
Let me
did
show you the
was
difference. Hold on. I got you. That's the part where I'm like, come on, brother. You got to move with the right spirit. I mean, if you gonna teach, teach. Because I'm gonna teach. I
no
don't
no
care if
no.
it.
I'm not
Hold on. Hold
listen.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
I
Hear me
think
out.
you
Hold on.
taking it out of context. What I said was that part. Like when I heard that,
But it's still.
when you played
Uh
that clip. Let me just say
huh.
this: when you
Uh
played
huh.
that clip, I had kind of just came in the room and I heard it. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not even a progressive mindset. I don't even think that way. But I
I
just was
got
like,
you.
damn, he said that. So I looked it up, and when I looked it up, it was debunked on multiple websites saying that that's not true. That what
It
happened
don't
was
matter if
people
it's
took
been
the.
debunked.
They
The
said
whole.
people took
Mm-hmm.
the clip. No,
Bro,
I'm saying they said people took the clip and they spread it all over the media. I mean, all over social media. And what I did was I said, okay, let me look up the original speech. And when I looked up the speech, I read it and I'm just like, oh, he's saying. I was like, it made sense to me. I was like, he's
you
saying that's
read
how
it?
his
Where's the
old
video at?
mindset.
Yeah, yeah. But what I'm saying though, brother, is that the way these people work is if, oh yeah, we got to create a new system. This new system is better for all of us, but it's still a trap. Period. No matter how you try to cut it, that these people are still in cahoots with one another to usher in something new. That's why it's called the New World
No, I get
Order.
it. Trust me.
It's not called.
I
Yeah,
believe in shit like that too. I know this shit is not a, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I know how the
I
system
got
works.
you. Yeah, you just
But
gotta be
I
kind
but
of careful. Yeah, I get what you know.
I
That's
just
why I
be
said.
I just be concerned cuz I work in IT. I
Uh huh.
work, you know what I mean? So I know how people manipulate technology, and you don't understand these fucking hackers and these Russians, they can manipulate shit and make shit sound like a person's voice. Like even when you get these robocalls and you pick up the phone,
Yeah,
your
I
voice
get
is
that.
being
Yeah,
recorded.
but that's why you got to rely on your spirit, brother. What I'm saying, when you say that, when people do that, you don't realize that it's still like a. Not saying that you are that, but it's what I would refer to as an agent of chaos. Like for
Yeah,
example,
it's still part of the plan.
yeah. So like in other words, if the people, if we're leading the people to a certain destination, like we got to break that spell, we got to remove the shackles, we got to show you the spell, the sorcery that's taking place, and then somebody's coming in with an alternative mindset saying, "Hey, well, we got to be careful because they could play da da da." Then it's like those that are still straddling the fence. It's kind of like you're still trying to keep them. Because sometimes smartness can create slickness. Sometimes you can
Exactly.
overthink things and then you can trick yourself out of the divine knowledge. And you want to be careful that you're not doing it. I get what you're saying. That's why I said, no, keep reading. Because if somebody, because I can read all day. Because this is what I do. I was born to do this. I love teaching. I love edifying the people. So what I'm saying is that if I'm like reading, he's like, no, I don't want to read all of that. Then I'm like, okay, brother, what's your point then? If you're not going to teach, you know what I mean? What's the point of cutting me off saying that?
I,
You
I
know,
mean, you wasn't
that's all.
talking when I brought it up. I
No, no,
had
no,
brought it up when it got
no, I know.
quiet, but I
Yeah,
just heard the audio and I was just expressing that because I know how like a 10-second clip. That's like a known thing online. That a 10-second clip, like that's like somebody recording you right now. What you just said, they posted on the internet. Let's say you got deals, endorsements, everything.
Hey, I
And they
get
just
that
take
though.
But
they
why
Yeah,
are
I
take
you
get that.
10
deflecting? Why are
seconds
you
of what you
defending
said.
Obama though? Like, what you
I'm not.
deflecting though,
It's not
bro?
a.
You just
It's not a defending Obama. I just didn't know that
Kinda,
he said that.
kinda.
yes,
I
you
looked
are.
up that part of the speech.
No, I
I
Yeah,
mean,
he
got you
can
though.
be
why are
Yeah.
you
done.
deflecting what we talking about? Like, why? Like, what's the purpose of that? Like, to come and deflect it and like he said, to divert people attention away from what we trying to teach. What's the purpose of that?
Listen,
That's
hey,
what he's
bro.
asking.
Listen, bro. I just completely said everything else. I'm listening in. I said that's some real shit. That part, I just said, let me look that up, and it got debunked. That's what I'm saying. I looked up the speech.
No, it didn't get
So,
the bump.
so
What I'm
you
Okay,
don't,
saying is,
so
so
you don't
who
look up.
debunked it though?
So you
They
don't.
debunk everything.
So you
Everything
don't.
we
So
talk about, somebody's
Hey.
going to debunk it.
all right. So
Everything
you
we talk
have you
about.
looked up the speech? That's all I'm asking. Did you look up the speech?
I seen the speech myself.
So that's
I
how.
didn't have to look it up.
So how did you?
I took it the
Bruh.
same way. No, it's okay. He could talk. He could talk. It's okay. I
I
took
just
it the
had to
same
mute
way.
his
I took it
ass.
the same way that Omar explained it. When I seen it, I understand. I understand how they speak in codes and the word and what they when they say what they say. So I already
Bingo.
know Obama is a part of them. I already know this. I don't have to be
Right,
convinced this.
right. That's
All right.
old. That's old
Yeah, that's
news.
old. So when I hear
Old
that, I
news.
Old
already know.
news.
So you coming and
Damn.
deflecting it, it's like,
I'm not
damn, like
saying that.
wow, like
Listen, I'm not saying what he. I'm not saying that Obama isn't a part of that. What I'm saying is that clip. All I'm saying is like there's other shit that I could pull up on Obama that could prove that he's a part of some hidden agenda. What I'm saying is that particular clip isn't it because if you go and
no,
look it up,
it
it's
is it
bouncing it
because
back.
no, it is it because it's basically saying that they're trying to bring something new. That's the old way. That's why they keep saying we need a new world order, brother. That's the whole point. That's the whole
Let
point.
me ask you a question, my brother, real quick,
go
real
Kev, go
quick.
watch it again, Kev. I think you should
You
watch it
very
again.
well versed in this. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
When Obama went in the UN and took,
Hey, you breaking up real bad,
You're
brother.
breaking up.
uh, wasn't that the beginning of everything when he took like the dual leadership of the UN and being the leader of the free world of the United States? Can you explain something about that? Quasi leadership that he took over and the symbolism behind it.
You got to start from me. I didn't even understand what you were saying. You was breaking up.
My fault. I'm driving, so I don't know. Sorry.
And yo,
Yeah, say it
Omar,
one
And,
more time though.
Okay. When Obama took
Shit.
and you breaking up real bad, sucker, sucker free.
of the
yeah,
UN, he
you
took.
breaking
I'm
up, bro.
driving. My bad. I
Come back to it, bro. Yeah, come back to it. Omar, I would like to move forward and build on what you was gonna build on because I just feel like that was a setback. You know what I mean? And let's move forward. We know who Obama is, and I think most people understand.
How
And
how
go
can we
watch it
how
yourself, guys.
hey Hocus, how can we all tune into the trial tomorrow?
I don't know. Harlem said something about on online only. I mean, not online, over the
I
telephone.
thought they banned all of media earlier today. You're talking about Maxwell. They banned all media out of the court.
That's like rabbit hole homework to watch that shit, and we're gonna come down and break that shit down tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. That's it,
Right.
y'all.
Man, listen,
I'm listening. I'm
blocking the
learning
media.
tonight. I'm a
Listen,
student tonight.
blocking the media on that kind of federal case. That's another kind of juice right there. That's a
Yeah.
different kind of juice right there.
Hey, but watch
You
this
gotta.
though. But watch this. So, brother, I understand what the brother was trying to say. That yeah, stuff can be manipulated, but you got to just be mindful that it does more harm than good, even though your intent was pure. And I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna play another clip of Obama, right? And I'm gonna play it from the beginning, and then you'll hear something. You'll kind of understand what his role is and what it has always been when he was assigned that position. Like I can show you pictures of him in college doing a Masonic handshake. He was born to do this. Um, so let me play this real quick, and I'm gonna show you why that's just be mindful of the next time. I get what you're saying. Sometimes you got to pick and choose your battle. Sometimes it's a time to say certain things. Then it's a time, only say what you're saying when it could be dangerous, when it could hurt, do more harm than good.
Bingo.
But in that instance, it set us back, and we spent 10 minutes going back and forth over something that we know he's a part of. So what are we really defending? At the end of the day. But let me play this right quick. Hold on.
Of anticipation in the General Assembly chamber.
Listen to the words, y'all.
Warm reception for Barack Obama as he walks to the podium. His wife seated among the heads of state and dignitaries.
The time has come for the world to move in a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
We must embrace a new era of engagement based on mutual interest and mutual respect. And our work must begin now. And the president outlined his vision of a new world order in which the U.S.
Hold
would
up, hold up,
participate
hold up.
fully.
What did he say? Hold on. Go
We
back.
must embrace a new era of engagement based on mutual interest and mutual respect. And our work must begin now. And the president outlined his vision of a new world order in which the U.S. would participate fully, one rooted on four basic principles: non-proliferation and disarmament, the promotion of peace and security, the preservation of our planet, and a global economy that advances opportunity for all people. Among the speakers that followed the U.S. president, the leader of Libya,
They
Muammar.
got a Gaddafi on there, but I'll stop it right there. So yeah, brother. So what I'm saying is that's why it was pointless to say what you were saying in that particular time. There's a time to say what you said, but not in that moment, because they're gonna dress it up. Oh yeah, it's for the planet. Yeah, it's for the planet, but it's based on
Yeah,
you
right.
all locking down the planet and controlling it the way that you see fit. Yes, it's about everybody being free. I mean, what did he say? Um, what's the part? Somebody help me out. What's the one word that he said that stood out that basically showed you that?
Chattel.
Mutual respect.
Nah, it was another word. But anyway, the point is that their whole intent is to convince the people that we have to come together. We have to
Yep.
peace. Yes. So they don't want. Oh yeah, we got to get rid of these firearms. People are dying. School shootings, mass shootings. Because mark my words. That's going to be the next thing that they're going to start pushing. The COVID has been a talk of the town, but the gun control is going to be the next talk of the town. Why? Because
Yep.
out of 196 countries, only 3 countries remaining have the right to bear arms in their constitution, which is the United States, Mexico, and Guatemala. And the reason why they must target the Second Amendment is for the simple fact that this is what protects you from a tyrannical government. And the reason why other governments around the world can do what they do to their citizens is because the people aren't armed. So their mind is to sell the people, to tap into the emotions of our sisters, to tap into the emotions of our people, right? That we need safety now. People are dying, people are getting shot and killed, right? So we gotta create a global change. We need a new world. You got to pay attention to the propaganda, brother. So yeah, that clip that I played before that, right? He's talking about the old way. They're talking about a new way, and they're trying to sell the people to make people feel more secure that this new way is a better way. When in fact, it's based on them being in control. Period. They want to be able to lock down the whole planet and monitor everything the way that they see fit. So that's why I felt that humbly, it was pointless to say that because it still fits into the narrative that these puppets, these politicians, are being used to 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 sell people on this new way of living. I pray that makes sense to you. Um, so now let's get back into it. And brother, I don't know if he's still on the stage. If you wanted to push back or you wanted to say something, I don't want to go too
Oh no,
far.
I
If you,
was
all right,
not. No, no,
all
no.
right, cool.
I was just. What I was. I think what y'all did was y'all took what I was saying out of context. What I was trying to explain was, for me coming into the room and I just heard that clip. I assumed that that clip was being expressed as him saying that that we need to basically give up our rights and, like, you know what, just give everything up because we too dumb to think about when I think on our own. So what I said was, for somebody that just hear that, and then not just me, because I'm a new person in this room, just like there's probably other new people in this room. If they come in and they look it up, they're gonna see that that's not what he meant. So what I was just explaining was, to give us a little bit more context on what he meant by what he said, because the way it came across is if you were saying that he's saying that that's the new world order. That's not the new world order. He was saying that's what the old mindset was for the new world order. And I wasn't justifying what he was saying because I don't really fuck with Obama. I'm not even on no progressive shit. I'm like, I don't even really like dealing with politics, to be quite honest with you. But I just came in the room and I caught that and I was like, oh shit, let me look this up. So I was listening in.
Right, but much love. So, question for you, brother. Let's just say if you never said nothing and you sat back and you listened, based on everything that was shared, and the way that it was explained and disseminated, what would you have taken from the conversation in terms of Obama's role in this propaganda with other presidents, other politicians? what would you take from it? That he's on this, that he's fighting against them, that he's with them. Like I'm just
No,
curious. Just
I would take.
what
I
would you take
mean,
from it?
I would take that he's a part of the agenda. Like, of course, like they don't want, especially like the well, I don't know how people feel up here, but especially the Democratic agenda, where as far as I'm talking about, like people like I live in a Republican town, so and not that I'm a Republican, but I understand conservative views. I mean, I understand some Democratic views. Like obviously, you know, I want people to have what they need in order to survive, especially our people. But at the same time, I also look at it from a conservative side, where it's like people should have the right to bear arms. People should be able to protect their homes. Like people should be able to have, you know, certain. They should be able to do what they want as far as even financial wise. You know what I mean? If you got money, you shouldn't be getting taxed so much because you trying to get, especially homeowners, people who trying to do shit. But like at the same time, I understand what Obama's objective is with the progressives because they think big government. They want government to rule. They feel like they do feel that way that we can't make our own decisions. But what I was just explaining that clip, it just threw me
No, no,
off.
no, no, no. Don't go back to the clip. I'm just saying. I'm just curious
Oh
again.
yeah.
You just answer my question. Based on what you know in terms of those two speeches, just the energy of the conversation, what is your take on the agenda and Obama's role in that agenda?
Oh well, I think yeah, like I said, I think he's a part of the. I think he's a part of it. I think he, you know, his actions show that. You know what I'm saying? Especially towards our people. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like and people might say this is crazy, but I feel like we seen more progression with Trump crazy ass in office than we did with Obama.
And you're right.
Um, and that's a fact. So I know these
And
things.
you're exactly right.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the 45th rabbit hole.
Shut up.
Where
Nah,
we
but
tell the truth,
nah,
listening
yeah,
to.
that's a
You
fact. I
heard?
know that. I know that. Trust me. I talk about this all the time with.
No, but real quick though, I just wanted real quick. So what I'm saying is let's keep it concise. So, but what I'm saying is that based on a clip that was played, does that still tie into the new world order that they're trying to push on the planet?
I mean, yeah, it does. Uh,
So if you agree to that, then it's not that the clip is taken out of context. It reaffirms the whole agenda. That's the point. So that's why I was saying respectfully that it was
Wait, what do you
needed.
mean? The clip that you played just now, or the clip prior, the one that we were talking?
The clip prior.
Oh well, I mean, I guess yeah, obviously because they got that. I mean, they're trying to create a new world order, which I mean, technically, even that, like what I'm saying is even that. None of us really know what the fuck they talking about behind those doors. They ain't gonna tell us everything. The only person that was stupid enough to tell us everything was Donald Trump, which mostly he told us mostly everything.
You got to speak
But
for yourself on that, brother. I
but
know what they
but
doing behind closed
but
doors. Does anybody else know what they doing? What they got
but
going on
I mean,
in the room?
it's safe to say
Hell
we
yeah.
could. What I'm
All
saying
right.
is, it's safe to say we could assume, and then when it happens, it's too late. Like, did you know? Did you know about this COVID shit was going to happen, and were you prepared? Because I don't think anybody was really prepared. None of us, because I lost family members, and I'm sure you probably have people that
Yep.
you know was
Well,
affected by it.
I think
Nah.
we all knew that they had an agenda to vaccinate the world. We've been knew that for years, and we
They've
also
been
knew that they
vaccinating.
Nah,
no.
I'm gonna
We
speak for
talking about
myself. Yeah, I know for a fact that this day will come, not in terms of COVID, no, but in terms of the end goal being to usher in a new world order where you have one group that controls the whole planet. So that means that anything that could facilitate that will manifest in its reality. So when these things start to happen, I'm not surprised because I see that they're trying to act like they're protecting public health and the people by forcing these vaccines and this and that, but it's really another way to lock down a planet. It's
But I
really
guess
another way to say that when you travel from this state to another state, they want to have it where you're basically going through borders in each state where you got to show like some type of card to get through
exactly,
that,
yeah.
and then years from there, you're gonna have some probably inserted into your body, and it's gonna get more aggressive and more aggressive and more aggressive if the Most High hasn't deemed it so to destroy this whole system. So I knew that this is what they want. I can't tell you every piece of the plan, but the end goal I can show you. You know what I mean? It ain't meant for me to show you every little piece of what they're gonna do now. But as we study,
exactly.
we can predict that now that they have the planet where they want it. Now they have to focus more on firearms, guns, the right to bear arms. So I can predict that, and it's not. I'm not a psychic in that sense. We do have the ability to see, depending on your genetics and how you're living. You can see into what we call the future, and then you can also be good at putting things together to predict the probabilities of what could be in the future, what Nostradamus was doing. So there's a different type of intuitive abilities.
So my, my,
So
my, my question for you would be, so then what is it that we do to prepare? Like I had a friend like that had that my I had a friend, no bullshit. Excuse me. Back in like 2000, I say 6 and 7, he was way ahead of his time. He told us about all this shit. Like he told us about vaccines. He told us about the new world order. He told us about uh, our rights to bear arms. He told us about cell phones when with the shit that was going to be able to do and how they was going to track us. And we laughed. We thought it was a joke. So that's why I could sit here and be humble and say like I'm still learning shit too. And when he said that, to this day we always tell him like, damn, bro, you was right. You told everything you said. That shit really just started happening. So, but the only thing we always asked him was, well, then what's the plan? How do we prepare? What's the answer? What are we
right.
supposed to do
So
next?
that this is the plan. The plan is you have to understand that this realm was created for a divine reason. It's not meant for everybody to escape here, to leave here, even though man is trying to leave here artificially through CERN, and then those before man in this generation tried to leave. That's why the pyramids were constructed in a certain way. This is why the Bible talks about man building a stairway to heaven. Man throughout time has understood that they are trapped here in this dimension, which deals with mathematics. So this plane of existence, it vibrates on a certain scale, and every living being is bound here based on the laws of that scale. And in order to leave here, there's certain things that one must do, right? You have to make sure you're passing your lessons and you're learning your lessons and passing your tests, and you're doing what you need to do to go to the next phase of existence. It's like going from middle school to high school to college, etc. It's no difference than some people who are in different levels of law enforcement, the military, they have top secret clearance, but not all top secret clearance is the same. Some people have more access than others, and the reason why they have more access to others is based on them proving themselves. It's based on seniority. It's based on other factors that allow them to gain that access. And so when you manifest it here, you're here to be tested, and then you must make sure that you're doing what you need to do to leave here and not be stuck here. And so the job of the enemy is to keep you vibrating on a certain frequency, trapped within a certain scale, so you can't leave here. And so the question that you're asking is, what do we do? What you do is you cultivate your body on the outside to the inside, from the inside to the outside, so you can continue to get those divine instructions, so you can understand exactly what needs to be done. You also respect what we call free will, because everybody's not gonna, everybody's not gonna go vegan. Everybody's not gonna stop eating McDonald's. Everybody's not gonna stop worshiping celebrities. Everybody, you have to respect that. You must separate from those people, and then you allow the Most High to do what the Most High is going to do. It will come a time where this society, it's almost, have you ever seen Demolition Man?
Yeah, yeah, I have.
So you remember when you had those that didn't want to participate in the new world and they lived underground?
Yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah.
basically separated from those that wanted to assimilate and conform. So this is the time really to separate yourself from the world. You must come out of her, right? Mind, body, and spirit. And so, because this place is temporary, this isn't the end all be all, right? Death is an illusion. Death just simply means a transition state, the state of transition. So you have to make sure that you're preparing your vessel, and so you can operate in this form. But then also, when you are ready to detach from this form, you've done what you needed to do on the other side of your being, because you're a multifaceted being. You're not just a physical being. You're not just a liquid being, electrical being. You're also a conscious being. You're a gaseous being, or what we call spiritual. So what I've been doing, I've just been cultivating my being, just making sure I'm learning my lessons, passing my tests, taking my being to the highest level. And so that's what people should be focused on right now, preparing. You prepare physical. Some people just do physical and that's it alone. They just, they're stacking up on their seeds and precious metals, and, buying their land. And, some people are building bunkers underground. They're doing all of that physically, but also, there are certain things that need to be done spiritually, because this is not the kingdom. This is just a temporary place that serves a purpose. It's a school, but it's also a prison. So it's just like when people get locked up, you have different types of prison. You have medium security, maximum security, low level security, fed, state is different than county. You have different types of prison. And depending on the crime and depending on other factors determines the type of prison that you're faced with. This is why when you go, if you've ever been locked up, they say, well, what you in here for? Okay, this person robbed a bank. This person murdered someone, So look at this realm as a place where it houses different type of energy, souls. So it's a place that many people come here for many reasons. But the goal is not to get trapped here. So don't just prepare physically, prepare spiritually. But I'm gonna leave it at that, and then I want to get back to the, you know what I mean, to the flow that we was headed.
Yeah, I was gonna just say my bad. I didn't mean to hijack the my bad, Hooks. My bad, bro. But yeah, I just it was an interesting conversation. My apologies for everybody on stage if I kind of took it left field with that.
No, much love, brother. No,
I
you
have
good.
to all the time like go over in my head the fact that no matter who I want to give the benefit of the doubt to, like maybe this person doesn't know or doesn't agree with the agenda. The 6 degrees of separation, right? It's even smaller with the elites. The simple fact that Obama is a cousin to 40 of the other presidents is no mistake. It's it's just this. It's the same way that the royals put their family together. Why you would marry cousins with cousins back in the day, because they're trying to keep the lineage loyal, and they're trying to make sure that no matter what side it's coming from, whether it be left, right, up, or down, it has their agenda in mind.
Yeah,
And a lot
yeah,
of people need to be able to read between the lines because it's all the messages sound the same.
yeah. Every president. I don't know about Trump, but before Trump, every president was
He's
related
the
except
only one.
Martin Van Buren. Yeah, Martin Van Buren. That's the only one. And I don't know about Trump, but Obama's related to Bush. Bush is related to the Queen of England. Like they're all connected.
They said that
And
Trump was related
Omar,
to Clinton.
Hillary. Yeah, he related to Hillary. I was going to just say that. Yeah.
So why
yeah,
do you think they go at it so much? Because he's the black sheep. He's that one that's like, nah, I'm gonna say something.
now he's still a puppet. I don't know if they have like they have they're blackmailing him. Um, I don't know how he. I think it's like he's not really in it in a traditional way, but he's in it, but in a way where when he was like doing his thing as a businessman, he probably got caught up in it. They've used that as a way to keep him in check. But the reason why I know he's a puppet is the fact that he was talking one way. He was speaking to a group of people, and everybody thought that he was here to drain the swamp and all of that. But if you notice, that tune started to change when he started talking about his wife got vaccinated. I said, oh yeah, they didn't, yeah, his brother here, this he didn't switch it up on us. I don't know if y'all heard that, but he said he got
Yeah.
vaccinated. What he
Hmm.
said
Yeah, they
about
took
the
his
brothers,
ass back to the MK Ultra room. Just
yeah,
reprogram it. It's broken.
Because even before I think it was either pre-election or right when he got elected, he was just talking about how inhumane he felt like vaccines was, and like you said, Omar, later on, his dialogue started changing, his energy
and
started changing.
and then you
So
heard, and then you heard what he said about the brothers and sisters from Haiti. He was saying that they brought AIDS over here and all of that, and he was talking about just a lot of the rhetoric catering to white supremacists. So it's like okay, they're using him to cater to a certain group of people. So yeah, I thought he was one of those that came to just really undo the system, but he was just used as another tool, and that's what the enemy does. See, a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, you may have somebody that's speaking your language, but the enemy will control both sides. He'll control both sides, and you thinking that that person is going against the beast, when in fact the beast controls both sides. And the reason
Right.
why that's necessary is because think about it. If you had no leader, then a lot of the brothers, like in a room in the world, would say, you know what? There's nobody speaking on behalf of us, so we have to be that voice, and we have to come together. So what the enemy does, the enemy will give you a leader that the enemy controls. So now you feel like, okay, let me just support my brother or my sister because they're speaking the way I would speak, and I'm gonna rally behind my brother or sister, not knowing that that person that you're rallying behind is control opposition. You see, so that's why the enemy does that.
Yes.
It's very strategic, very strategic.
Which is why I wince a little bit when people get all Kamala happy.
Interesting thing about that, and y'all can look this up, when Biden announced his running mate, which was Kamala Harris, the day that he announced his running mate, which was Kamala Harris, is the same day the professional wrestler by the name of Kamala died. So if you know about
Mm.
wrestling, if you know about Kamala, look up Kamala. But guess what his real name, guess what his last name was in outside of professional wrestling.
Harris.
Bingo. Think that's a coincidence? So his outside of his professional career, his
His
last name was
name is
Harris,
James.
and his stage name was Kamala. The same day he died, this person died. Wrestling name Kamala, last name outside of wrestling Harris. So Kamala Harris is the same day that Biden announced Kamala Harris as
I
his running
fucking
mate.
never knew that shit, Omar. I
Yeah,
never knew that.
look it up right
That is
now. Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
I need to see that link. I need to see that. Please send me that.
No, I'm gonna show you right now. Watch
Just
this.
look
Everybody,
up
yeah,
Kamala
watch this.
wrestler
Yeah, just go to
or
Google.
James Harris.
You'll see who he is. Yeah. Type in Kamala wrestler. They called him the Ugandan Giant. That was his nickname. So just everybody type Kamala and then put wrestler. Watch this. I'm gonna just show y'all that way. That's why I be wanting people to just go slow with the information because you can start teaching so fast and it is just people don't even believe it because it's just they're like, oh, this is too good to be true. But I'm gonna show you. So type in Kamala wrestler. Let me know if y'all see him.
Yeah, I see him. James Arthur Harris. Yep.
So you see
But
his last
brother,
name is Harris.
let,
You see
let me
what
ask you
date?
a question.
Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. So y'all see it, right? What day did he die?
August 9th, 2020.
And what day did Biden announce his running mate? Somebody tell me. Look, I mean, confirm. I want you to confirm it. Don't just take my word for it. Confirm it. See it for yourself. So put Biden announces Kamala Harris. You announce his running mate. You know what I mean?
It says August 11th, to what I'm looking at.
Um. Oh yeah. That's the connection. 9/11. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was the connection. My bad. Yeah, 9/11. So y'all peep that he died on August
But
9th.
still,
No, that's August 11. That's 8/11.
Hold on. No.
wait, no, hold
No, no,
on.
no, no,
Let's
no.
see. He picked
No, he
her.
died.
He
No, he
picked
died.
them on. He picked her on the 9th. They announced it on the 11th.
Yeah. But also 9/11. You see that connection, right? Look at the day that
Right.
he died.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's how you have to look at it. Yeah. So
No,
he
that is crazy though. Right? It's just the fact that, yo,
yeah
2 days later, yo, nah, that is crazy. Is that even her real name now? Like now, I'm wondering what the fuck is going
yeah
on. Like,
yeah
No, her name is Kamala
And the
Harris.
fact that they don't list her as black, they say that she is Asian American.
She's Indian and Jamaican.
So she said in the interview in the campaign, she said her favorite rapper alive right now is Tupac, and they had to check it like, Tupac is not alive, and
And
then
her history
Oh,
as a
Yeah,
as
she
a
also
California
like she don't
prosecutor is
about black
crazy.
culture. You don't think
and
she black?
she also mentioned that she said that she was bumping him when she was in college, and the time frame did not add up.
Said she was bumping who in college?
Tupac
Tupac.
when she
Yeah,
was in college, and the time frame just didn't add up.
she one of those. They got a little bit of the blood, but they wish they didn't, and they don't identify in their personal lives as black. She's one of them types.
And let
What's
me
that?
say
I know
this
she was
too.
until
Montel. Was it
until it's necessary.
Montel Williams? Wasn't she his girlfriend, Montel Williams?
Yeah, she was
So she
on. She
definitely
was
been
on his
passed
Yeah,
side.
away.
yeah. Montel was pimping that.
One thing too, like Omar, I definitely agree with everything that you were saying. There's just one thing when Trump was speaking about the vaccines, I know he was promoting it, but not in the sense of the way Biden and his administrators is promoting it. So he was saying, because of course he figured that he rolled it out, that for those that want to take it, you're welcome to take it, and for those that want to consult with their family and their doctors, it's up to you. So that was the only underlying difference between him and this administration.
oh yeah. But there's another clip though. That's one. I know what you're talking about. There's another one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna play that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Trump. I'm on YouTube, y'all. Trump
And then
vaccine.
also, Lisa, like right around the time that COVID was
Watch
at its
this.
highest peak, he ended up being out of office.
Yeah. Hold on. Watch this. Here we go. Is this the one?
India is doing so well. India is being decimated right now. We did a great job on that. The ventilators, the equipment that we got, the cupboards were all bare, everything that we did. And then we developed a vaccine, 3 vaccines in 3 months, in 9 months. And actually, I'll tell you, it was 3 days less, 3 days less than 9 months. And it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. Bree, you got to do what you have to do. But
I
What?
recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But
See,
you got no. That's
you
okay.
didn't hear that one, did you? That one tripped me. Yeah, because I know what you're talking about. That speech, did you hear that
Yeah.
one?
No, no, and don't get me wrong. Yeah, I did hear that one, but I guess what I'm saying is he's not pushing it like Biden. That's saying you have to take
Right.
it.
Now I get
You're
it. Yeah,
gonna
but
lose your
still,
job. You know
but
what I
you
mean?
got
But
to
I definitely
exactly.
agree with what you're saying. I definitely agree
But
with what you're
remember when
saying.
he first
But
came on the scene,
anybody
he
that
said,
says take it,
"Yeah,
we know what that shit is. That's a death shot. Anybody that's
right,
pushing it, like we gotta question.
Yeah.
Hold on, why you
yeah,
even saying take
We
it?
gotta watch
When
them.
some
We gotta
people say he's
watch them.
speaking cold, so I don't know.
yeah."
Operation.
Because
No,
remember,
absolutely, absolutely.
Listen. If you realize that a lot of these people are being secretly tormented, it's like standing there with somebody pinching your back.
yeah, it's like remember when he first started talking about it, he said, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you want to get the shot, get the shot. That was one, yeah, that I remember when he first, I said, okay, that's cool. You know, that's why I voted for him. I'm gonna be honest with you. Based on it, because I understood that based on what he presented at the time, he would be more benefit. He would basically delay the New World Order. I knew that Biden would accelerate the New World Order.
Right.
And
I think
but then months later, oh, that energy changed. He started tap dancing and said, "Oh, he said, I suggest that you take the vaccine. I've taken the vaccine and it's good." So I'm like, nah, this a different type of energy here. So and that's why I'm like, nope, he's a puppet as well. He can't be trusted. None of you gotta see our power comes in unity. We need to unify amongst each other and not putting that energy behind people that are controlled by the enemy.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I have a question. I have a question, guys. It's just a hunch that just crossed my mind, especially Omar. I definitely like to get your input on this. This is Kev. Um, when I was thinking about it, the way everyone was pushing the vaccine at first, all right, and it came out. Maybe it's conspiracy theory or what, but let's see if I can put the information together. They said that you can take the shot if you want to at first, if you want to. However, later on, when all of the leaders of the world were demonstrating that, okay, we're going to take the shot just to show you can be confident about it. Let's jump to the part with the Hydra. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what if it's a parasite? Because parasites can do these things. So what if this so-called Hydra parasite that they discover a few months later, probably in one vaccine or two or three or many more, what if it actually compromised them? And now it's just looking for hosts everywhere across the world. What is your opinion, if I may ask?
Reminds me of the movie A Micron that came out in 2013. This is exactly what's going to happen in 2022.
Yeah, that's kind of fishy for me personally, because that's what I'm thinking. If a Hydra is in your stuff and these things can just replicate just like that,
My bad,
what?
brother. I heard you. It's when people send you messages, they gotta fix this. Like it freezes your whole phone. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but I couldn't. I was like, let me unmute, because I'm like, yeah, brother, you get it. And I've been
yeah,
sent
that
messages.
happens to us too in the back channel.
Yeah, it'll
My
Yeah,
freeze
bad.
your phone up. Yeah, no, you good. It's an excellent question, because that's a theory that I proposed a while back. I said I believe that what they call, like, when you deal with the HIV virus, herpes virus, coronavirus, these what they call a virus, I actually think it's something dealing with parasites. That's just how I feel, because based on me interviewing these doctors, debating these doctors, I'm not satisfied with the answers that were given. And I think that when you look at the symptoms that these parasites can cause,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like when people say they can't taste or smell, that's dealing with the nervous system. Your nerves are under attack. You know, so there's a parasite that's inside the body. And what better way to introduce a parasite into a person, through their food supply, through their water, and through their medicine? And this is why, if you look at the vaccines, they have to be kept at a certain temperature. Because it's like it's
Yep.
alive. It's yeah.
Nanobots.
It's so
I
I mean
haven't
I
tasted or smelled something in
I told you to
a
read that
lot
book,
of
bro.
months.
So yeah, just do a you may want to do a detox. Hit me up on the back channel.
No,
Some
I'm
couple
good,
things
bro.
that I could recommend.
I'm good, my man. I haven't taken that crap.
No. Somebody said they haven't tasted this, or they can't smell in months or something like that. But let me play this for y'all right quick. But yeah, going back to just finishing up that Kamala thing. But yeah, when I first saw that tripped me out. I'm like, dang, the brother passed 2 days before, um, um, the running mate was announced, and that's 9/11. That was the connection. Not that he died on the same day, but yeah, that's the last name is the same. The professional name is the same as her name, Kamala Harris. The running mate was announced on the 11th, and then he passed on the 9th. So that's the 9/11. And then when you go into 9/11 in New York with the Twin Towers, 9 plus 11 is 20. And then when you look at the 20, we can break down the different symbols. And I know everybody pretty much is aware of that. If you're not aware of that, then we gotta teach on that. Make sure that y'all speaking up to if you don't know about these things. Just because we know about it, we want to teach and make sure y'all are aware about it. But yeah, it's a lot of symbols on a $20 bill, and that's kind of how these people move. All of these things are connected, which is why the brother, the designer, going back to the topic of the room real quick. Somebody said he was 41. I didn't look that up, but if he was 41, that's interesting because the young lady who tragically died on that movie set that Alec Baldwin was in charge of, she was in her 40s, and the director that got injured from the gunfire, you know, he was in his 40s. And the movie that they were working on is called Rust. It has 4 letters. Alec Baldwin, his first name has 4 letters. When you look at the movie Rust and what it was about a 13-year-old boy who accidentally shot somebody. And then you have somebody in real life outside the movie that's filming the movie, they accidentally get shot. Then when you look at the Travis Scott situation, um, the Houston Astros, they lost to Atlanta Braves, and the area code that we all know is what? 404. And so when you look at his album, Astro World, Houston Astros, and you start really connecting these dots, you're like, I get it. And then today, what happened? What's the significance of the number 13 that just came out today? What happened with the number 13 today? Does anybody know? It's dealing with Africa, and it's dealing with the with COVID. What happened with the pertaining to the number 13? Does anybody know?
Tell us, Omar.
No, no. I want somebody to y'all know. I know y'all. What happened today with 13?
New
I don't think.
variant.
Yeah, it was dealing with the new variant, but what happened? What it was 13 what pertaining to the new
Was
variant?
it 13? Was it 13 cases?
You getting close.
Countries approving it.
This
You getting close.
There was a big earthquake today, 7.9 or something.
I'm gonna see who's gonna be the first person to say it.
13 people test positive after
Bingo.
South Africa
There
another
you
one
go.
flights.
Bingo. So once y'all understand how this energy moves, it becomes very obvious what we're dealing with. So you have to look at the news like this. It's a broadcasting mechanism. This is why it's called the news. NEWS. North, east, west, south. So they control the airways. They're projecting information through the airways, right? And so when you looking at this television, you have the word tele and then vision, right? So your sensory organs is basically interpreting data projected from this device known as the television. Something is being told to your vision, and you understand like all of these codes and these connections, which is why it's called a television program. Something is being programmed into the mind. A channel, when you turn a channel, we're dealing with channeling. Something is being conjured up, generated. A remote control, something is being controlled. All of these things are connected. All of these things are very symbolic. So when they broadcast something through the airways, north, east, west, south, or through the news, through the media, and you through your sensory organs are interpreting that data, it's a reason why they're projecting certain numbers, certain codes, certain events. So when you hear 13 and 41 and all of this stuff means something. It's just like Nike. Who was Nike in Greek mythology? Somebody tell me real quick. Who was Nike in Greek mythology? Who was
Sophia.
that?
The goddess Nike, I think, something like that.
But what was the role of that particular goddess in Greek mythology? Just like Morpheus in Greek mythology was the
Is
god of
she
dreams.
is she is Nike War? No, Victory.
Goddess of victory.
So when you tie your shoes, what do you have to do?
Run.
Bend over.
You got to
Right.
bow
Make a
down.
V.
You see, you have to bow down. You
They
get
got
it?
us again.
You
And
get
it's
it?
the Then it's
Got
the
us doing rituals, bro.
You get it? You ever think about it? You got to bow down and tie your shoes, so it's like you're paying homage to the goddess Nike.
Just
Yeah, that just gave
yeah,
me some goosebumps for
you
real. That's
paying
crazy.
homage to
Yeah,
you
but
paying
see, like, oh, but if they weren't like, oh my goodness, it would be so beautiful if they weren't, if there was negative intentions behind it, because she's the goddess of victory. Why
nah.
But
wouldn't you want to
they're
pay
They're
homage to the
but
goddess
basically
they're
of victory?
just
yeah, they're victorious over you. Like you're bowing down, you're worshiping, right? You're idol worshiping, right? I'm just showing. What I'm trying to do is show the people how they communicate. So a lot of people, the reason they don't believe in this because they hear one thing or two things and they just run with it and say, "Oh no, that's just so far fetched." But it's like, nah. When you talk about 20 years plus compiling data, like how we breaking down Nike, 9/11, 9 plus 11 is 20, television, tell lies to the vision, blah 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 blah. When you start to connect the dots, it becomes so overwhelming to a point where you're like, I get it now. I see.
y'all need to, if y'all really want to, start feeling like that, y'all need to look at the article that I sent to Hocus about this whole breakdown of this whole numerology and gematria, explaining this whole thing with Virgil. Pretty much, I kind of told y'all a little bit of it, but I didn't know that the guy that that studied this shit, he broke it down like a lot, bro. Like, August, if you're still there, I low key still break it down because I ain't even break it down yet. But I sent you the link in the back channel.
Is it the one you
Oh
sent
god.
me? I'll put it
It's
up
yeah, it's
right
the
now.
one I sent Goddess. But it's
Yeah, yeah, I'm here, but I'm driving. So, goddess, please, you can put it
hold
up.
on, Goddess. I'm gonna send you a new link, the one I sent to Hocus, and we can get that shit.
I'm just baffled over
Okay.
this sex chair. That shit gonna fall apart. Like really?
It's who? You say
The
you
sex
what?
chair.
It's crazy
yeah,
to
that's
me.
wild.
I can't hear you. What you said, brother? The what?
I'm just baffled that this Amanda woman put this 10,000 pound sex chair for sale in an auction, and it looked like it can't even stand up on its own.
Who did that? You said Amanda.
Yeah, it's in the little link that you put at the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
Right.
yeah, the
oh
So
one
yeah,
that
she's
we
a
yeah,
was
yeah.
on her
multimillionaire, and
Instagram.
apparently
Oh, let me see.
Mm-mm.
her husband,
Oh, so this the lady.
which
That's
they're
the same
both
lady that
in the
came on
black
The
book.
Clubhouse.
the
Okay,
same lady.
okay. It says multi-millionaire socialite Amanda. Okay, that's okay. That's who she is. That's why she deleted her profile. Okay, okay.
You know what this reminds
And you
me
know
of?
what? Go ahead.
My bad, bro. Because I just tagged you in here so you could break down that 41. But you know what this reminds me of? That movie, um, dang, with the weekends, something, Spaces of Gray or something like that. And the little,
50
and the,
Shades of
50
Grey.
Shades.
yeah, and the guy in the movie, he was explaining how his side of the family was like weird into some sex stuff, and like how they was like torturing him ever since he was a kid. Like, I think that's what really be going on, because like that sex chair looked like, well, the link that was on there, that sex chair looks like it was
Mm.
like a souvenir, like an abused, like that. The shit is sick what they be doing.
Like through generationals, they kept that sex chair.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Well, watch this
And
though.
Uh,
I'm
like
gonna
it's
show
made
you.
of slave hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all something though. Watch this. Let me go back to. Let's get back on track to watch this. Hold on. Let me play this right quick. We're going. Just go into parasites real quick, so y'all can understand what we dealing with. You know what I mean? It's commercials. Hold on. Somebody got the mic open too. Hey, Mars, can y'all mute that?
My
That
bad. That
Ooh.
was me, bro. My bad. I told you if my shit open, just close it because I'm driving
Oh,
out
okay,
the door.
bet. Oh, bet. You good. Right, here we go.
These toxoplasma eggs are everywhere, on the ground, in the water, basically around areas where there are cats. Cat prey, such as rodents, then root around through the soil or drink water that is contaminated with the parasite eggs. Once ingested, the parasite migrates throughout the rodent's body, particularly the brain. And this is where it gets even crazier. Toxoplasma has the ability to rewire the brain and turn fear into desire. The parasite forms cysts, focusing most densely on the amygdala, the region of the brain linked to fear and anxiety. So rodents, whose instinctual behavior is to avoid the scent of cats, aka avoid being eaten, now become sexually attracted to the smell of cat urine. The rodents are then more likely to be eaten by a cat, allowing the parasite to enter the next phase of its life cycle. But the parasite is not only limited to rodents. Toxo has been found in many species and shown to affect their behavior as well. Chimpanzees that are affected have even shown a morbid attraction to leopards. It is estimated that 1 in 3 humans carry Toxoplasma gondii. Once considered strictly latent in the human body, scientists are beginning to question that. Back in prehistoric times, we were prey items of large
I can
cats.
pause it right there. So that's just one type of being out of several thousand on the planet. So this little
What the fuck?
microscopic being has the ability to manipulate the nervous system of a rat, make that rat sexually attracted to a cat, and then that cat will consume that rat, and then that parasite will then leave one body and then enter another body and then procreate inside the belly of a feline. Think about how genius, how
Yo, that shit
intelligent.
is crazy, son.
You know what's deep though? And we just getting started. That's just one. I'm gonna play a couple quick clips showing you other type of parasites. They got some parasites where it can make its host commit suicide. And oh, here's another fun fact. It's been estimated that over 30% of the population on the planet, not in the U.S. but on the planet, so out of all the billions of people on the planet, over 30% of human beings have the T. gondii parasite inside of them. And there have been studies to show that people who have like a lot of cats, like there was a story about a guy who he became schizophrenic because he had so many cats living in his home, and they found that he was infected with that particular parasite. Now, and what's interesting, that's why I keep telling my people, you got to come off that flesh because there's something moving through people that's controlling people that's then altering the food supply, that's then altering the environment, and it's a reason for that. As above, so below as above, right? So, and when you look at
Bingo.
human beings are the only beings on the planet that will consume milk from other beings. No other being on the planet does that. When a cow produces milk, it's for what? A calf. When a cow produces milk, it's for what? A puppy. When a human produces milk, it's for what? A baby. So why would a human being drink milk that's designed for a being that's much bigger than itself? The genetics are different. So the enemy has tricked the people to make people think that you should be living a lifestyle that consists of milk. Not
Yo,
only
Omar.
that, let me land with this. Not only that, human beings are the only beings on the planet that will consume several types of flesh in one sitting. Have you ever seen someone that will eat pork, beef, and chicken, for example, or chicken, fish, and pork all in one sitting? No animal on the planet does that. Show me an animal, right? Because I may not be familiar, but show me an animal that will consume several types of meat in one sitting. When a lion or a tiger is consuming flesh, it's eating one animal. It's not eating 3 or 4 different types of prey. I've never seen that. Have you ever seen that? I've never seen that.
Never,
So so
never.
so this is the problem. So imagine as a human being, you're eating, you're living a beastly lifestyle. The enemy has tricked you to think that this is how you should be eating, how you should be living. You're drinking milk that's not designed for your physiology. You're eating these different types of foods all in one sitting, on top of other things that go with it. Some people may eat some donuts with it. They may drink some sodas with it, etc., etc. Imagine what type of environment that you're creating inside your body. And so we understand that these parasites have a divine role on the planet that based on the environment will determine what beings will manifest. So that means that you're creating something inside of your body that is what? That is comfortable for other beings to live inside. So what you must do is you must rebuke that environment. You must rebuke those energies. You must close off the portal, the gateway. You must prevent the enemy from getting inside of your vessel, taking over your temple, because that's basically what's happening. So what it appears is that you have beings from a lower state of consciousness that is operating through what we call man and using man to create a world that's conducive for them in this plane of existence. I call it quantum hijacking. So they're coming from one realm into another realm. That's how I look at it. And so when you see our brothers and sisters, they appear to be human beings, but it's like something is moving through them. This is why these weird laws are being passed. This weird world. It's like this is weird. Think about it. I go outside. I see the sky. They didn't shot the sky up. Who? What type of being would want to do that? What type of being would want to do that? What type of being would be attracted to something that's dead and has a that's that not even a lion will eat something that has been decaying for a period of time. They're eating their flesh raw and fresh. When they kill an animal, they're eating it right then and there. They're not eating something that's been sitting for 2, 3, 4 weeks, 4 months. So I'm trying to wake y'all up to a point where I'm trying to show you what's going on. You got to break this spell. You got to snap out of it. This is not normal. When you go outside and you see people talking about wearing a mask and you weren't born with a mask, something is wrong with that person. When you have people that just feel comfortable with just driving and they see the sky that been shot up with these chemicals and they don't think nothing of it, something is wrong with people. When you warn people, they don't even get offended. They don't get mad. They're just like, okay, they're just always a conspiracy. There's something going on. It's like they're dead inside. It's like something that they're not even, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to show you that there's something weird going on the planet. This is not normal.
They said the World War III would be spiritual, and it's not. It's not going to be a physical fight, and everybody has to go inside and go within. They have to just do their own research at this point.
That's
But
why
this
the Bible, what does the Bible say about wrestling against flesh and blood? We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. What is it? What is the scripture? Does anybody know what the scripture says?
Ephesians 6.
What is it? Read it to us. What
For
is
we
it?
wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against that's all I remember. But
Nah,
someone can
keep
read the
reading, keep
exact
reading, keep
verses.
reading. It's
Yeah, read
another
it.
part. It's another
Yeah,
part of that verse that kind of breaks down the whole spiritual aspect
yeah,
of what
read the whole
they're
thing.
trying to
Somebody
do.
find it and
So
read
read
it.
the whole thing.
Somebody break this down. I can read it. I just want, I just want to bring the community involved. Like this is we at war. We all.
Pastors always leave off a part of that one scripture verse, whatever. And it's funny because if you read the whole verse, you'll see why the pastors don't really say that
Exactly.
whole verse.
So we only want that part of that verse?
No,
Is
no,
that
just
what you're
read. Yeah,
talking
read.
about?
No, just read that
start
part
at the
where.
beginning of the verse.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12.
Yeah, it says for. I'm gonna read the King James version too. It says for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So it's telling you that this is not a physical war. This is something that goes beyond the flesh. And this is why I keep talking about parasites because you can't see them on the outside. They're controlling something on the inside. Why do you think? Does anybody know what necrophilia is?
Yes.
When you
What
have sex with a corpse, basically.
you have people who are involved with necrophilia. That means to sleep with a dead body. Is that
I had
normal?
an uncle that did that.
Wow. So that's
Speak on that,
necrophilia.
sister.
Then you got.
Yes, that's
Mhm.
because I
Go
was
ahead.
exposed to that really young because my uncle, he would always talk about how he couldn't have intercourse with a woman unless she was like dead. And they used to always joke like, yeah, he just runs around finding dead bodies and having sex with them. So I knew about necrophilia at a young age.
Wow, man.
Damn. And
I
Sorry that
am
you
just
experienced
Oh
that.
Lord.
Yeah, sick.
y'all
Yeah,
just
sick.
the what's the name scripture that I was talking about? I wouldn't even I'm gonna bring up another one because
Ephesians 6:12.
it's the address
Yeah. When
what's
you
the
get it,
ver-
just
what's the
read
it's
it,
the
brother. Yeah.
it's
When you get
second
it.
it's second address 1331, and it states, and one shall undertake to fight against another one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And when that's the end of that verse. But when it says one realm against another, they're talking about CERN. And they're gonna bring another realm, that demonic realm they're trying to bring into this realm. They're trying to do that through CERN. So that's why they said one realm against another. And that's why I was talking about the pastors
7
never really want to break down that whole verse, is because they that kind of fucks up what Christianity is all about with CERN and all that other shit, and portals. So
Hey,
Right. So
that's what that
real
realm
quick.
is talking about. It's talking about a demonic
You got the
realm trying
seven
to
others.
enter into our realm.
Hey, real
so
quick. Can I build with y'all on this
you go
topic real
go
quick?
ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I got two. I got two things, right? Number one, Omar, what we was talking about earlier, Frankenstein or Abe Frankenstein or whatever. I done found a video and I left the room for the last like 15 minutes just to go listen again, just to refresh my memory. That shit is dark, yo. Like what he's revealing.
Your mic go in and
So,
out. Your mic.
oh,
It,
okay, all right, one second, one second. Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, much better, brother.
much
All right,
better.
all right. So I had took 15 minutes to leave the room because I had found a video just to go, refresh my memory a little bit. And he goes on for like almost like 12 minutes about this topic about the kids and also like how they outsmart the system to run the system pretty much, and like all the game plan that they got going on. So I just re-listened to it. This shit is dark, and on top of that, y'all gonna love this. But I done found the full video, which if it's on YouTube, but they tag it as restricted, so you can't watch it on YouTube. But I found a BitChute the BitChute link that you can watch it from. It's still pulling it from YouTube, but if you go to YouTube directly, they're not going to let you watch it, and that is an hour and 18 minutes long. Literally, he's just giving y'all the whole game about what they do, and he don't give a fuck because he says in the video in the interview, he said the reason why I'm not afraid to say it now is because it's game over. Like we already got control of all this shit. Like people try to tell y'all in the 1300s y'all ain't listen, but at this point, his game. He literally says that in the interview that's why he's spilling the beans. But the other thing about CERN, I was in a room last night and somebody sent me a video they played on stage where I think it was the CEO of CERN was giving a speech and he confirmed that they're opening portals and letting entities in, but he's making a defense for them. Like they don't have to be bad. Like, we don't think they're bad entities, but he confirmed that there,
What?
there's beings that they're letting into this realm. Uh, and they're doing that. This is the CEO, and I can send y'all both the videos if y'all want to play it. First is the one about the kids with Abe. We got the longer video now; it's almost 12 minutes, and I can send you the other one with the CEO of CERN.
Yeah,
But
send me both of those, and then
okay. So Omar, if you look at your Instagram, I just DM'd you. I sent you two DuckDuckGo links. The first one is the 12
Sunday,
minute.
can you send me the link so I could post it on top for everyone?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it right now, guys. Just give me 1 second. So the first, I'm just Omar, real quick. The first link is it's a 12-minute long extraction from the hour 18 long interview where he specifically talks about what they do with kids. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. I encourage y'all to play the full hour long 18-minute video. But maybe not tonight, but do a room about it. But I would say this: put the replay button off because if I don't know if people remember what they did to Lakeith Stanfield. This dude was just moderating a room where they were talking about Jews, and they almost ripped that man's career to shreds. The next day, I was in that room. This man did not say anything anti-Semitic, and Abe Frankelstein says in this interview that the reason why they got control of this shit, that they done brainwash y'all to think that coming against them is anti-Semitic. So even if y'all got the proof, y'all can't come to them. He's bragging about this in the interview. So I'm gonna send a link to Goddess right now. It's 12 minutes long, and I'm gonna send you the video of the CEO of CERN
bet.
confirming that there's entities that they're letting in. That one's shorter, so maybe you want to play that first,
Right.
and then
Let me,
I'm gonna
yeah.
send you the hour
Mhm.
18 long video, and y'all need to do a room about that. Turn the replay button off. Make sure there's no agents in the room, and make sure y'all download a copy for yourselves before y'all play it before they strip it down the
Right.
internet.
Much
Sure.
love, brother. But so you're not as deep though. So that CERN is well we're gonna tie all this in. Let's finish this parasite thing. So we talked about necrophilia. So y'all know what necrophilia is. Then you have bestiality. You know what that is? Is when you have human beings that have sex with animals, right? Then you have even look at how like some people have sex, right? Some people, some people are attracted to eating ass, right? You have to think that's where feces come from. Why would you be attracted to that? So you have to start to look at certain things that our people have been accustomed to and what you're exposed to when you engage in a certain type of lifestyle. And so yeah, bestiality, necrophilia. Um, there's something else I don't know the term. Somebody can help me out. What is that? It's a term, and I found this about 15 years ago. It was the most fascinating thing, right? I found that it's like some underground type of where you have a group of people who are very attracted to seeing dead bodies. It's like gore. It's like a gore type of fetish, but it's a certain term that's used to describe it. Does anybody know what that's called?
Not a hostile, right?
Shit, gorophilia. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's something like that, but it's that's not the term. But well, you that's pretty much what it is. So what I'm trying to show y'all is that if you know that's not your nature, right? You have to ask, what is it about the nature of someone else that's attracted to that? What would make somebody have sex with something dead, or eat something dead, or sleep with a different type of species? You have to ask something is in them that's taken over. Matter of fact, so that way you can understand what we're dealing with. So y'all heard about the T Gundy, the toxoplasma. Um, watch this. Hold on. This one is kind of like
Or it's called necromania.
I think that's it. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let me look that up. I think that's
Attraction
Oh
bodies.
wow.
yeah, necromania. I think that's the word. Hold on.
I got
Necromania.
an input on that while you look for your stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's this lady who was in Africa who literally exposed herself because well they caught her doing her thing with a dead body in the morgue. And afterwards, when they held on to her, she basically talked on herself and tell them everything, what's the ritual and all that stuff. And what she said was the reason why she has all the wealth that she has is because she's dealing with spirits in high places by sleeping with the dead bodies. So if a man is wealthy and he dies, she would literally pay the person who's at the morgue to call her to come with the body. And after that, she would definitely get her riches like continuously. So
Mm.
it's
Wait,
crazy what
can you
they're doing.
repeat that, brother? The process? My bad. Not that I want to hear that again, but you kind of lost me. So somebody pays
Oh,
somebody to do what?
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if my internet or what, but I know there's this lady who's from Africa where she says that well, they caught her in the process of doing it. Um, she was in, she went to a morgue to sleep with a body, a dead man, and they caught her in the act. And because they caught her in the act, when they held on to her, she basically spoke on herself. She just disclosed everything, and what she was telling them, the reason why she was doing it, is because she is connecting with spirits in high places to gain wealth and prosperity. And she says she's been doing it for like 20 something years. And from the day that she was on the streets and she went and do that, she just kept on getting like a whole ton of money. So the person has to be a wealthy person who dies, and she would literally pay the persons who are at the morgue to let her in to do what she has to do. So it's crazy stuff, you know, a lot of spiritual stuff going on.
Yeah, that's not. I looked it up. That's not the term. Necromancy. That's not it. It's something else. But and the way I found it, y'all remember what's that site back in the day? Like if you wanted to see like Tupac's autopsy, Malcolm X autopsy, it was a site that showed like what is that site, man?
That's
Like it was in
gore.
high school.
Rotten.com.
Say it again. Hold on. What you said, Aurelius?
Rotten.com.
Yeah, Rotten.com. Yeah, right. Did anybody remember that? Rotten.com. So
Oh yeah.
so from Rotten, then it's like there was a whole. I found a blog. It was like a blog, and I saw all these like white brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? That they was like, they was like, oh man, yeah, post another picture. They was like getting excited. I'm like, what in the hell is this? Like, what's going on? It tripped me out. And that's when I started to see the Most High showed me that you live amongst people that are different than yourself. These are some different type of people. You even have people who involve feces in sexual intimacy. I don't know what this. I can't
Yes,
remember
that's
what that's
true.
called. That's called. Is it called scat or something like that?
Yeah, scat.
That's some
So,
nasty shit.
so now think about it though. But people, they're getting like people are attracted to this, brother. Like this is you have to understand your enemy. You have to understand your environment to understand what you're dealing with. That's why like when I go out to restaurants and certain things, like if I feel the energy, if the person's energy is not right, I leave, bro. I don't play with that because you know what I mean. You got to. This is a spiritual war. Remember, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Like this is
Yep,
telling you,
spiritual.
man.
Yep,
Man,
spiritual wickedness in high places, and to
now
give
watch this.
you
No,
know,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
and then I'm gonna play a video when you finish. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, just to give a little quick context to the spiritual wickedness in high places. In other versions, you have heavenly places, spiritual wickedness in heavenly places, because you have to understand there are different levels of heaven, right? And the lower ones have been infiltrated long time ago. So if you look at Daniel, if because I spoke about Daniel a long time ago, he's one of those figures that is actually you can pinpoint, his life. He's actually an actual person. And at this time is Daniel chapter like 10. I'm not going to read anything. I'm just going to say he was he was mourning for 3 weeks, praying because he wanted to. He had received a special vision for the king of Persia at that time, and this was 21 days into his prayer. He was at the great river of Tigris when an angel appeared to him and told him basically, the first day you prayed, God answered we answered your prayer, and He sent me with a message to you. But then He says that on the later on He says here on the 12th 13th chapter, He says that as he was on his way, the Persian kingdom opposed him for 21 days. So we're talking about an angel, right? Because you see, like some verses before, he describes who this is, right? He says, and the angel tells him, "Don't be afraid, for God had heard your prayer, and He sent me on the first day, you know, and I have come in response to your prayer. But the commander of the Persian kingdom opposed me for 21 days. But then Michael, one of the chief commanders, came to help me because I was left alone with the kings of Persia. I have to explain to you what will happen to your people in the last days because the vision is about times still to come, you see." And when he said this to me, I bowed down my face, touching the ground, and I was silent. I'm not going to go into, you can read that in Daniel chapter 10. But the point is that this heavenly place is you can say is a semi-physical place, and he's talking about the shadow governments. He's talking about, if any of you, if I say this, you probably understand what I'm talking about. The old Babylon, Babylon of old, which is still here, is as Omar was talking about, is you see the politicians in TV, but it's the ones you don't see, right? And then even those guys is a mirror. They are mirroring something else, which is the wickedness in high places, right? Because this wickedness is in high places. This means that is a kind of wickedness that people sought after. Is a kind of wickedness that can even stop angels for 21 days. And Michael has to come and then has to, then he went back because he was like, okay, I'm done now. I've told you what I got to tell you. You read the next chapter. I'm like, okay, I'm done now. So I have to go back to help Michael, in this fight. So he was fighting the king of Greece. This was a demonic principality. He wasn't the actual king, of course, because you have to understand the king is a straw man, right? So you have to understand when the Bible is talking about different things like this. That's why the Bible can be very if you're not tapped in, you probably wouldn't. You have to get through the right leadership and through the right people. You have to connect it to the right people to know what's going on. And you have to have a special experience. But
Right.
yeah, that
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
basically what it's talking about.
Yeah. Watch this. So that's why we, everything happens for a reason. I'm glad the brother opened his room. Because there's some people in here that needs to understand what we're dealing with. Because people don't really, we got this an evil world, and you kind of see what's happening, but it's like people really have no idea. But now it's time to, this is the time to for all things to be revealed. And I'm gonna play this clip for y'all so y'all can understand like what's going on. Um, Check this out. It's a TED talk about parasites. Which of these entities has evolved the ability to manipulate an animal many times its size? The answer is all of them. These are all parasites, organisms that live on or inside another host organism, which they harm and sometimes even kill. Parasite survival depends on transmitting from one host to the next, sometimes through an intermediate species. Our parasites elegantly achieve this by manipulating their host's behavior, sometimes through direct brain hijacking. For example, this is the Gordian worm. One of its hosts, this cricket. The Gordian worm needs water to mate, but the cricket prefers dry land. So once it's big enough to reproduce, the worm produces proteins that garble the cricket's navigational system. The confused cricket jumps around erratically, moves closer to water, and eventually leaps in, often drowning in the process. The worm then wriggles out to mate, and its eggs get eaten by little water insects that mature, colonize land, and are in turn eaten by new crickets. And thus the Gordian worm lives on. And here's the rabies virus, another mind-altering parasite. This virus infects mammals, often dogs, and travels up the animal's nerves to its brain. But peep game though, you see how they always associate a virus with a parasite? It's no virus, it's a parasite that we're dealing with. And this is why when we get them to demonstrate the coronavirus as far as leaving one host to another, they can never do that because there's no boogeyman floating in the air. But that's another story. But let me go back a little bit. This is interesting. So that first worm, you heard what he said. That worm it takes over one host, makes it commit suicide, goes into the water. It'll then come out that body, float through the water, lay eggs, and then other beings will eat that, and then the cycle repeats itself. Like so, this is how intelligent these beings are. All right, let me finish playing. Hold on. Or colonize land and are in turn eaten by new crickets, and thus the Gordian worm lives on. And here's the rabies virus, another mind-altering parasite. This virus infects mammals, often dogs, and travels up the animal's nerves to its brain, where it causes inflammation that eventually kills the host. But before it does, it often increases its host's aggressiveness and ramps up the production of rabies-transmitting saliva, while making it hard to swallow. These factors make the host more likely to bite another animal, and more likely to pass the virus on when it does. And now meet Ophiocordyceps, also known as the zombie fungus. Its host of choice is tropical ants that normally live in treetops. After Ophiocordyceps spores pierce the ant's exoskeleton, they set off convulsions that make the ant fall from the tree. The fungus changes the ant's behavior, compelling it to wander mindlessly until it stumbles onto a plant leaf with the perfect fungal breeding conditions, which it latches onto. The ant then dies, and the fungus parasitizes its body to build a tall, thin stalk from its neck. Within several weeks, the stalk shoots off spores, which turn more ants into six-legged, leaf-seeking zombies. One of humanity's most deadly assailants is a behavior-altering parasite. Though if it's any consolation, it's not our brains that are being hijacked. I'm talking about Plasmodium, which causes malaria. This parasite needs mosquitoes to shuttle it between hosts, so it makes them bite more frequently and for longer. There's also evidence that humans infected with malaria are more attractive to mosquitoes,
which will bite them and transfer the parasite further. This multi-species system is so effective that there are hundreds of millions of malaria cases every year. And finally, there are cats. Don't worry, there probably aren't any cats living in your body and controlling your thoughts. I mean, probably. But there is a microorganism called toxoplasma that needs both cats and rodents to complete its life cycle. When a rat gets infected by eating cat feces, the parasite changes chemical levels in the rat's brain, making it less cautious around the hungry felines, maybe even attracted to them. This makes them easy prey. So these infected rodents get eaten and pass the parasite on. Mind control successful. There's even evidence that the parasite affects human behavior. In most cases, we don't completely understand how these parasites manage their feats of behavior modification. But from what we do
Now that's deep though. And if you notice, they only talk about like a handful of parasites. So imagine those that haven't been uncovered. Imagine, the those that they know about that they don't want to tell, I guess, to alert the public. So when you start to understand parasites, it will start to make this world becomes so much more clear in the behavior. Like what would make a person just so psychotic where you just go kill somebody for nothing? Like what's in that person? What's causing that person to move in that manner to just eat like cannibalism? They're just eating dead bodies. Like what's in you that needs that's attracted to that type of environment? And I think that's important to. That's why like every time y'all hear me, you're gonna always hear me talk about New World Order, entertainment, parasites, the war that's going on the planet, righteousness. The message is gonna be very basic. It's gonna be powerful but basic because it's the same. There's nothing new under the sun. And so we need to really just come off. Stop eating their food and understand that it's going to come a time where it's going to get worse. Because when I see the world, I don't know what everybody else sees, but what I see is getting worse. It's not getting better. They're shooting the sky up even more. The food is getting more. They're manipulating the food even more. More chemicals are being used. Certain laws are being passed. Certain things are being done. So I see what this world is becoming. This is not the kingdom. So don't get so comfortable here. You got to start preparing your mind, body, and spirit to transition from here, to leave here, to come up out of her.
Omar, this
Hmm.
this is Rich Way. I know you was talking about a detox. Before, I just want you to remember who I am. I'm a back channel you. I want to get some more information on the detoxes that you got going.
Much love, brother. Most deaf. But how y'all feel about everything that we've discussed so far? Like, what are your thoughts? What do you think about the food and the food being contaminated and these beings taking over the human vessel and using the human vessel to create a certain type of world that's conducive for their likeness? If that makes sense. Like, how do y'all feel about this?
Well, you definitely open up. You made me think more about the parasites. Definitely. I knew about
Facts.
parasites being in food and everything. I've been a vegan for I haven't eaten meat in 12 years. So, I've been on that wave. But thinking about these parasites, think about how they just dropped the movie Carnage, Venom Carnage. And I was there was a video that go out and talk about how like, them symbiotes might be what they call graphene oxide, which is probably like I'm just thinking about a whole lot right now. That graphene oxide is alive, and it's probably a parasite that they learn how to connect with technology and I don't know, bro. You just got me thinking a whole lot about parasites. I'm gonna do a whole lot more on that because you're right. What makes somebody just go want to kill somebody? Like what makes people
Graphene
act certain ways? What
Can
makes
I
graphene
people
add
we,
to
we
that
go?
really quick, Hocus?
Yeah,
graphene
yeah. Go ahead.
oxide.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
I was watching a YouTube video a while back. One of my mentors, he has a parasite cleanse, and this is what he teaches on. And I never knew about parasites until like 2017. But I watched a video, and it was a guy talking about the U.S. government is the largest purchaser of the T. Gandhi, and this is what they give to military people because you have to be you can't be who you really are, and you're going to war willingly, going to blow up, kill. So they give them all kind of vaccinations and shots and all kind of shit, and nobody really knows what it is. But This guy was just making that connection between parasites and the military.
Those shots that they give them are to make them heartless. Like
Right.
they can remove certain parts of you, and so far as genetically, where you give a shit, where you're militant, where you're non-militant. So they know how to play with certain parts of the brain. This is
and,
all of this.
and
This
that's the
is all
part.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the part I can't prove that, but that's a theory of mine. That is a conspiracy theory, meaning that conspiracy means someone is one or more people are conspiring to orchestrate something. And when we're theorizing, we're basically saying that there's a lot of evidence to show that this is true, but we can't prove it, so therefore it's a theory. So my
Yeah.
conspiracy theory, my theory is that they, like the brother said, they found a way to manipulate a certain type of parasites and then introduce that into the human vessel and then use that as a way of controlling the human vessel. I mean, it's genius when you think about it. And
Hitler,
so, mhm.
Hitler was working on this. This is why everybody ran out there to get his scientists. He was working on the life. All the life after death technology is let's say the stems of your brain. When people die, it's sometimes bodies will cough, get up, kick a leg, throw an arm up. They give out that last thing before they die because that's the electromagnetic energy leaving the shell. So with nanoparticles, if they can electrically stimulate the stems of the brain, there you have your zombie technology. And the thing about this is, I'm sorry to tell everybody, but all of this shit comes from us. All these people are discovering is ancient technology. Like you're a fool if you think we didn't have Wi-Fi 600,000 years ago. You're a fool if you didn't
Facts.
think we had if we had spacecraft and television. Because the thing about the white man is the white man creates nothing. This is a nigga who can't even come up with a dance move until they see us do it. They don't create language, so where they getting all this shit
Facts.
from? That's why
Nah, dance move is crazy.
that's my biggest argument. That'd be my biggest argument sometimes with people who are in religion. Like if you think God came down to give these suckers fucking some doctrine first to give back to us, it's all a copy of our shit. We're being you
Facts though. Facts.
we're being used against us on a daily basis. All of this science you see, everything you see is shit that we were into on some level. It might be a little twisted because you know when they get it, they fuck it up. Even the dance moves, they fuck up. They fuck everything up. You know what I'm saying? So we're living in a very interesting time, and that's it. I'll land my plane there. Just everybody. This is a beautiful thing. I like what we did tonight, where we were like real petty, going through Instagram pages. You know what I'm saying? Like a jealous girlfriend on a
Man, that
hunt.
shit was oof.
But at the same time, shit, y'all sent me some shit that blew my fucking. I'm seeing the symbols and I'm seeing the hand gestures, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like these people are actual secret society members that are into the shit. Very powerful people, billionaires and millionaires, throwing up the symbol over the eye and all that. And I'm like, oh, so thank you for this. Let's keep it going, y'all.
Oh, yo, salute, Minnie. Salute. How you, big bro? Hocus, salute, family.
Absolute,
Brother Gotti,
absolute.
what up, bro?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Nothing surprised me in this society. You know what I'm saying? Nothing surprised me. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z said it best, man. Secret society, my nigga. Nothing surprised me with these dudes.
Nah,
You
it
know what
got
I'm
it
saying?
got ill. It got ill here earlier. We was
Yeah.
all going through Instagram pages, and like
Mhm.
all of these people that are down with this shit. The Pentagon has an office in Hollywood.
Of
You know
course,
what I'm
of
saying?
course,
So
of course.
so we were literally going through these people's pages and just
Yeah.
seeing people who was down with shit and connecting shit. We connected a lot of shit earlier.
Yeah,
It was ill.
Hey, yo, Minnie, you be surprised, man. You be
You
surprised.
say that I
Yo,
just
this
came back
thing.
in the room. I looked back at the profile. They took the comments off. Remember that hidden comment we kept looking at? They took the comments off that statue
That's what
picture.
I told
Somebody's
y'all.
in here. I'm not gonna
I
lie. One
told
of them is in here,
listen,
y'all. I promise
listen,
y'all, they in
listen,
here.
What?
Like them agents
Yeah,
One
is in
I
this
mic.
shit.
hey,
One
yo,
mic up.
listen.
Hocus.
Listen, let me tell you something, right?
Fuck them.
I knew that they were on the rabbit hole, and this is probably one of the most important chats to them. Because after we mentioned La Palma was on CNN the next
Hmm.
fucking day. They said, let's get control of this
Yeah.
before this goes
Wow.
viral and everybody starts watching it. And I'm still watching it. And actually, the island is at peak performance today. Like, how do we have a 3 month volcano? Like, it's the island is they having fives, they had a seven. A few days ago they had sixes, but the island is back at peak. And y'all could all, after we finish with this, everybody could go to the YouTube live and watch it. I don't want
Hey
y'all to
yo,
take
Minnie.
your I don't want y'all to take your attention off of that. It's not about fear, but all we got now so far is alerting each other. And we'll be the only ones getting on the highway, getting the fuck out of Dodge. You know,
Hey
keep a
yo,
full
Minnie.
tank.
You ain't
Yeah.
lying, bro.
Huh?
You ain't lying, Minnie. You ain't lying, man. You know they deep cover. You know they gotta watch. You know the CNI dogs. They gotta watch what's going on. They gotta hear
Right.
what's going on.
So so
You know what
so
I'm saying?
the thing that I come to understand is, you'll be thinking because you're a regular person, you go into work, you hustle, whatever you do, due to the fact that we're in this, they know that we are the hive mind, the brilliant mind, the real group think outside of what everybody else is listening to. So yeah, they here. And yo, listen, that's why I make that announcement to put them on notice that if you're a Department of Defense, CIA, FBI, police, local authorities, the only thing that the devil has is you. And they can't carry this out with you. Reinstate your moral compass. Because if they tell you, yo, go tear up that person's garden, don't do it. It's that simple. There are things that the moral compass should override in law. If they tell you, yo, go lock them up because they're talking about this and they know about this, you don't do that for nothing. There has to be a moral compass within each person. It's like if you're a gang member and they tell you, yo, go shoot up the supermarket or go shoot homeboy, but all the kids are in the schoolyard. No, don't start shooting at 9 at night. Make sure it's no kids around. We have to have a moral compass about our shit. And that's the thing, like the police, the FBI, Department of Defense, the military, all y'all are doing is assisting the devil. These people will fall apart without you because they can't do it. We're up against feeble men. Look at our president. This nigga is out of his fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't find nobody in the nick of time, so they threw him in there. This nigga is senile.
Right.
We
Sleepy
gotta
Joe.
we literally got, and these are the men, these are the people. When you look at the people, the ruling people, the people that are ruling, look at Fauci, look at Gay, look at these feeble men that are running the world based on putting finances in a certain place for people to do evil. There is no way in the world that law should have a say so over biology. That's we in a bad place when a law could tell you, you better, I want to put this in your skin. I want to put this in your baby's skin. Get the fuck out of here. Get
Facts.
the fuck out of here. Like, what happened to the people? How about no? Nah, we're not doing that. Get the fuck out of here. When the police tell you, yo, we need you to go to that house and take that child because they don't want to put needles in the child. You as a cop gotta be like, I'm not doing that one. Nah, that's not, I don't give a fuck. We put me on suspension. You bugging. Because all it's gonna do, see, they're strategically doing this because they want certain people to do it, but the people they need, they ain't fucking with. Like now they fucking with the medical institution because they ready to ramp it up. They
Right.
ready to ramp it up now. So they like, oh wait, we don't need the nurses and the doctors no more. Fuck them. Because once we flip the switch and all these people start falling out, then we can, put in the military. Once they go crazy, once we don't feed these niggas, I think
Right.
y'all niggas should understand that your president told you. What was that, a month or two ago? I'm not gonna feed y'all niggas. I'm gonna
He
keep the
did say
boats
that.
off. Nigga, you gotta be kidding me.
I heard that.
No president in history said, fuck y'all, I'm not feeding y'all. That's why before I jumped off of my Facebook and my Instagram, which I'm letting my people run now because I get too many blocks because of my political thinking. So that's why I love this because we getting to get our shit up. And they're gonna take this away from us. We'll be running to a new one in another 3 months. But what I will say is this: everybody, get ready. Don't wait for them to say on the news, "Oh, the new variant is at your doorstep and the military's outside." Get the fuck ready. And all of us, you know what I'm saying? We all in our own little different struggles. We doing what the fuck we got to do, but yo, get the fuck ready. Get the fuck ready, because I know it's gonna be 10,000 people on this motherfucker on the next one when they say, "Yo, y'all niggas can't come outside." It'll be 10,000 motherfuckers here. Like, what do we do? I need to go get a Snickers and a Budweiser, and they said I can't go in the store. So we there, like it's going to happen. Get it in your mind that it's going to happen. Get it in your mind to have some extra food. Get it in your mind to know where the fuck you're gonna go and where you're gonna try to go. Get it in your mind that this shit is real. I keep telling y'all, we in I Am Legend Part 0.2, you know what I'm saying? We are
I
in
feel
it.
like we should all go and watch that movie tonight, considering
Hey, yo,
it
mini.
took place in 2021.
Yo,
That's a fact.
listen,
That's a
Oh wow, I didn't know
listen,
that.
listen. Children of Men. Do you remember the Children of Men movie? Children
I
of Men?
remember that movie, mini. I remember that movie.
When did the war break
Love
out
that
in that
movie.
movie? Do y'all remember the year when it was total chaos, when the people was fighting against the government and they would lock you up if you didn't have your proper, if you weren't the shit we talking about, if you didn't have your constitutional law papers? You remember the year? The war broke out in 2027.
That's a fact.
So any
Mm.
any scenario they're gonna run on us, they've shown us. And at the rate
What
we're
was the
going
movie
now,
again? I'm sorry.
Children of Men.
Thank you.
And guess what the movie was about?
Amazing movie.
Nobody could have babies.
Yeah, nobody
That
can
Right,
have
movie,
right.
babies.
that
Oh
movie scared the
Except the
fuck out
shit.
of
black
me.
woman.
Right. At the end, there
I'm
was
sorry.
one black woman who turned out pregnant, and she was the
Right.
reason. And they wanted to get to her and kill her. But when they found out she was pregnant, it like stopped everything. Like there was hope. So what's going on now? Estrogen killing the sperm. You're eating shit. We're eating fruits with no vegetables. They took all the vitamin C out of the fruits. The attack on vitamin C. I remember when they attacked vitamin C in 2010. I was like, what's going on with the vitamin C? Then I saw Ebola, and then I was like, oh shit. So now, basically, vitamin C is the cure for all of this shit. We ain't getting none of it. Not if you
Yeah.
drinking Tropicana orange juice. That shit
Yeah,
is
they
sugar
I
and
yeah.
agree.
orange. That shit is Kool Aid.
Hey yo, mini, nah, they spraying the pesticides with the GMOs and the shit.
And
Yeah,
listen,
All in
listen,
the
listen,
vegetables.
listen. And
there
this
are
is
no
the thing.
seeds.
And this is the thing. Those pesticides there's two things that they're doing, and it's not like magic. They're killing sperm cells, and they are raising cancer rates. So,
Facts.
like if you eat Impossible meat and Beyond Burger and all that goofy shit, that meat is a technology called CRISPR Cas9, and what it does is it gets in your body and it re-edits your DNA cells to not fight off cancer but accept it. So now, if you're eating it right now, if you're
Everybody
eating
got
meat right now, if you still a motherfucker who's walking in McDonald's, you asking for trouble. You asking for trouble because we don't even, listen. I'm like down to Mrs. Green's. I take that 40-minute drive from my crib to go shop at Mrs. Green's, and then sometime when shit is tight, we go to ShopRite, and we did Whole Foods the other day, which is Whole Foods is garbage. It's glamorized garbage, but
Horrible.
I cut
but
a cucumber that I bought from there, and there was nothing in the middle.
Yo, listen, listen. They mango game be disgusting. I know mangoes. I was a greedy little fat kid, and I loved mangoes. These mangoes ain't even. I wish I could take a picture of this shit I got sitting up here now. This multicultural mango I got up here. You know what I'm
Their
saying?
bananas
But,
are horrible too. The bananas
right,
are trash.
I got
right.
I got a question about almonds. That's something I was looking at. Like bitter almonds are banned. They've been banned in the U.S. since 1995.
Right.
From what I read, those are like you could say the real almonds. So does anybody know about anything about that?
I don't.
Yes, I
Go
do.
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
have a bunch of them in my refrigerator. Bitter almond is another name for the I don't know if you call them the seed. I think it's called the seed inside of an apricot. It's apricot seeds. So what you do is you take an apricot after you're finished, you let the seeds sit out and dry. I mean, not the seeds, the pit sit out and dry. Then you break it
Fermentate.
with a big, smash with a hammer, like just split it in half, and you take the seeds out. And
Oh,
they're very healing, and they kill cancer and
yep.
things like that. You can look it up.
Now what
Apricot seeds. Yeah, go ahead.
apricot seeds? What she's talking about? Apricot seeds are they have the only vitamin in them that destroys cancer. and that's called
B17.
You
B17,
said
a
I think
magnetic.
it's
apricot.
B17 or B15. I don't remember, but it's called
Right.
Laetrile.
Right here on my
Laetrile.
screen.
I don't remember the number.
Yeah, it's
Layer,
B
Okay.
seventeen. It's B
layer.
17.
You said apricot seeds.
Yeah, apricot seeds tear cancer up. You know, but you got to be
And you,
careful. Once again, the thing that I found out about herbs is you got to be careful because you need to fuck with a certain dosage. It's okay to eat 3 seeds in the daytime and maybe just 3 seeds a day because you can't
yeah, they
overdo.
have cyanide in them, and if you eat
Yes,
too much,
yes,
you can get like symptoms like headaches and dizzy and all
right,
sorts of weird symptoms from the cyanide. So you
right,
do
right,
have to be
Just
careful.
right.
let me
Like
just
Wait,
let me
what was
just
that
jump in.
movie y'all were talking about? I kind of missed out on
Let,
that.
Children
let
of
me
Men.
Children of Men.
let me just
Okay.
jump in here.
And the movie is funny because in the movie, like they were locking people up. They had people in the FEMA camps and all that, but this one
That's a
guy,
fact.
he was able to move around because he had his paperwork. So you start to notice that there's one part in the movie where the cops come to pull him over, right? And he was going to show his paperwork, and his friend just blew the cops away. Like, yo, we don't got time for that right now. You know what I'm saying? They could have went through the process, showed their paperwork and all that, but they just gunned the cops down. Like, yo, it's not time for that. Come on, we got to get out of here. We got shit we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that
So,
film won an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken.
yo, that film,
Clive Owens
listen,
is a great actor, man.
this is the thing,
He's a
right?
great actor. Yeah, he totally is.
Every scenario that they're going to run on us, they've showed us in film. They've showed us everything that they're gonna. I got one. I'm going through my DVDs right now. I don't know if it was 28 days later or pandemic when the shit popped off. They was like, "All right, rewind back. Let's go and see where it started." And they were able to rewind back and see the first case, right? But they were doing it through a person. So how are they recording through this person's eyes, the nanoparticles and the graphene oxide? So now we infiltrated with the they live motherfuckers is around us, the satellite traceable humans. These niggas is
He
walking.
said they live. They
These,
live.
yeah, these
They
niggas is
do.
walking. These niggas is patented humans around us. You know what I'm saying? I know what time it is. I feel so much compassion because I don't fuck with a lot of people, but all my childhood friends went and did this shit. So there's a side of me that's love, but there's a side of me that's like, I know that you could be used on the switch of a flip. Fuck you, be out at dinner with your homeboys having some Hennessy and two of the crew just start biting everybody. We in it. We in it. We in it, and I need everybody to understand that we in it. It's not a thing to be afraid of, but be aware that we in it. We in some shit right now, and that's that. So go ahead, man. I land my plane there. Go ahead, y'all.
I
Yeah,
found
I
some
just want
court
to say
documents.
something quickly. I just want to say something quickly. You know, as you guys are speaking about the B17 and stuff like that, as I had it right on my computer screen, right here on top of me, my laptop screen, just showing right in front of me. You guys just said B17, so that's to show you guys are talking mad facts.
Yeah, I
When
found
you
some
think
court.
about, oh, sorry, Kina, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I found some court documents that has Ghislaine Maxwell and Virgil's name on it. It's not her criminal case that's starting tomorrow, but it is a civil case that actually has Ghislaine Maxwell. It has Virgil's name on it. It has Jay Z's name on it. It's pretty deep. If somebody wants, I can go ahead and send you the link and y'all can kind of pull it
Please
up.
send it.
Throw that
Yeah,
shit in the back channel.
Send that
it's
now.
actually somebody named Charlene Latham. She was the plaintiff. It was her, and it looks like her mother and father. And she named Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Sean Carter's number three. And the interesting part of the court case is that she mentions Jay Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Jeffrey Epstein repeatedly. There's a list of other names on here as well, but I think what really kind of sparked my spidey senses was Virgil Abloh's name is on here too. Because I remember I started looking at the information because I know earlier on Hocus had mentioned that he saw something on the internet that had that. So I was like, I have like a login for Pacer, which is that you can search any court documents throughout the entire country. So I was like, well, let me look into it to see if it's real. And it's actually real, but it's deeper than that.
If y'all seen all these names on it, but anyway, who should I send it to? Because I really want everybody to pull this up because it's deep.
Hocus back page.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Y'all got me climbing and shit. Here we go. This is what it is. It's Hunza Gold, apricot kernels, and you go to hunzagold.com, and that's where you get your apricot kernels, and they're very healing. You can take 2 or 3 of them a day. You don't gotta go crazy. You know, it's good. It's gonna get in there and it's gonna wipe a lot of fuckery out. You know, and wormwood
I
and dandelion.
They're perfect. That's the kind I have in my fridge too, the Hunza Gold.
Right.
And they do taste bitter, and they look like almond seeds
Yeah,
or
they're bitter.
almonds. That's why they're called bitter almonds. But they're
Right.
not related to almonds at all.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, the apricot kernels though, but yeah, you could mess with those. Those are good, and you know, like I say, if you can get your hand on real vitamin C, which is far and few now, because the war on vitamin C shows me that vitamin C is a cure. Remember, white people, they don't do shit for nothing. So in 2010, they had a big. They can actually what they're gonna actually do. They're gonna actually start closing health food stores as they criminalize vitamin C. They've taken it out of every food, and that shows you they knew they were gonna do this because vitamin C must be the cure for this bum ass shit they got out here running around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Once again, this is Hunza Gold is the company, and you're looking for apricot kernels, and you can order them on hunzagold.com. Now, when you're taking this is a B vitamin. This is B17, right? So when you do your Hunza Gold and you take in your B vitamins, give it some time when you do your C's because B and C cancels each other out. Funny, right? Sounds familiar, but when you got your B's, do your B's and then do your C's a couple of hours later. So it's always good to start with your C in the morning and midday you could do your B's, but don't take them at the same time because they cancel them out and you get no health benefits because B and C fights inside of the body and they cancel each other out. So yeah, that's it.
So why do they put them in multivitamins? They put them all together. They just throw everything all together.
Well, these are raw seeds. This is. I'm scared of multivitamins. I don't like those shits. I don't. Something doesn't sit right with my soul about you putting my shit in a pill. That's a pill made of fucking gluten. You know, and that's another thing. Like it's so hard for me because I started doing bread again, right? But we all need to do some type of 6 to 8 month bread cleanse. You know, because bread is you basically getting your soy and your gluten from breads.
Or
So you know,
eat sprouted bread too. Sprouted bread is awesome.
right, right.
Pretty
Oh,
good. But Minnie, I was gonna actually say I saw a documentary probably a decade ago about vitamin C. I think the entire doc about I think it was just about vitamins, but it was on Netflix and it was about how vitamin C like in high doses because obviously doctors are not going to give you like super high doses, but that it does get rid of cancer and crazy amount of ailments if you have a certain high element. Obviously it has to be prescribed to a certain level by maybe some kind of or nutritionist or somebody, but I will say that the documentary was fascinating because it really talked about how vitamin C is a source to all health. It was really good. It was on Netflix.
He was a doctor. I think Gerson is his name. I have the book somewhere, but he was a doctor that like proved it and was curing people of cancer, and they killed him. So yeah,
yo, listen,
real.
right? Listen, if y'all do your mental backtracking, how many holistic doctors died 3 years? 2016 was like the death of the. When did Dr. Sabi die? What year was that?
And that was all a part of this plan too, killing
20,
all the
20,
holistic
2015.
doctors
I
and
think it was around
herbalists.
2015, 2016, or 2014.
Cause
Me,
they
Nah, it
knew,
was like 2016.
they was
2016. Yeah,
you had
around that time.
holistic doctors that committed suicide that shot themselves in the head twice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
They
that
knew they were.
girl poison. Hey, Minnie, that girl poisoned Dr. Sebi, man.
Well,
That
listen. All
yeah.
I'm saying is this: that shit at this point.
No, Dr. Sabi died in police custody. He
He
died,
died in
remember?
police custody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is this, right? At the end of the day, the white man doesn't do things for nothing. You got to keep that in mind. When all of those holistic doctors were dying, I couldn't put it together. But soon as this shit popped off, I was like, that's why they was killing them, because they would have been all over this, and they would have told people out the gate, get your dandelion, get your wormwood, and smash that shit, and don't worry about it. But they couldn't have that because this is a funded agenda. So you got to keep your eye on the white man's science. Subscribe to these science. Yo, let me tell you another card they getting ready to play on us. They getting ready to play the asteroid meteor card on us. Do y'all know that?
Yep.
Have y'all
Yes,
paid?
they
Have
just
y'all?
had a yeah, they had some kind of NASA ship try to block it from coming to Earth or something. That was what I read in the news.
Yeah, don't fall for it. It's just a distraction. It's like a look over here while they do something over there.
Can I just say something?
Project Blue Stream.
Blue beam.
Hello.
Blue Beam, yes.
Can I
Yeah,
can I speak?
bomb atomically.
Go
Go.
ahead.
Um, Minnesota, you're so on point. And you've been a great asset to the room this morning. There's one or two things that you've touched on which I can urge people to look through if they're unaware of things. But first of all, the apricot seeds, yes, you're so on point. You have to make sure they're Hunzi, you have to make sure they're from Himalaya, because apricot seeds are different. So don't just buy a bunch of apricot seeds and start mashing them up. They have to be bitter kernels. They do support your theory of, well, it's not a theory, they do cure cancer. It is Latriel, it's called B17, and you can have more than three or four kernels a day. You have a
Yeah,
tolerance level.
yeah.
If
I
you
just
have
say to start
cancer,
off.
you can have more. I have a whole bunch of them because I know what they do. But also another little pointer is that they do lower your blood pressure, and they do keep your blood thin. And considering whether you're vaxxed or unvaxxed, the vaccinations do elevate your heart blood pressure. It does elevate your the vaccines make your blood thicker, so you need
Ooh,
coagulants, which the apricot seeds will do all that for you.
right.
Even if you're on high blood pressure tablets and you take 2 or 3 seeds a day, you'll notice the difference in your blood pressure levels. It will come down. So that was one point, if you do your research on that. The other point was children of men, which is a big thing of mine. I've had a vision this week, but sort of vision anyway. But forget that. Children of men, if you go in the summaries, it's even more revealing because it gives the dates. Yes, we've got the 2027, but also I found a summary which linked back to January 21st this year. And also in that summary, from my memory, is the fact that England would have the Amiga variant, which has just come through this week, well, a couple of weeks ago. So we've got the Amiga, well, I haven't personally, but the Amiga variant is out, the Omicron is out. But all that is in the summary for the film, and that's what the film was about. And it was about war, and it was about everything else. So it's a film that I would all ask you to research, watch, and look at the summaries. The summary I found was in Lit Charts because I can't get it again. It seems to have
Land
disappeared.
the plane, land the plane.
And the other thing, the vitamin C, you're better off with organic ascorbic acid, which is higher in vitamin C.
Right.
You can have as much of that as you can take.
Right.
L ascorbic acid. not just plain ascorbic acid. L-ascorbic acid is the natural form and is absorbed by the body.
Yes, absolutely. Because vitamin C doesn't stay in your body. I think it lasts about 20 minutes. You can have as much as vitamin C as you can take. It will make you poop a little bit, but then that's you've got to your tolerance level. Also, one of the superfoods on the planet is amla. I don't know if you're aware of that, which is amla. You can get it in amla powder. It's an Indian gooseberry, and that is fantastic for your vitamin levels if you can get hold of it.
It's an Indian what? It's a goose.
It's an
Indian
Indian.
gooseberry. It's available. You can find it. You just have to search for it
No,
and then
no. I'm
get
just
it from a
asking, what is it?
reputable store.
Is it animals? Is it from animals?
No, it's a
No,
berry.
it's
It's a
a
little
fruit.
berry.
It's a
Oh, I'm sorry. She
gooseberry.
said goose. All right. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, a gooseberry. It can come in powder form, and you can buy it. I suppose you being in America, you can buy it in the original form. Very, very bitter and nasty, but it's the most wonderful superfood on the planet for your vitamin levels. And also, you can buy it. The ladies with darker hair, you can also buy it in a shampoo form. So as long as you get the organic, that's another little tipster for you to research.
And
And
she's saying
also,
gooseberry, like elderberry. It's gooseberry.
Gooseberry. Hey,
yes,
quick
Yeah,
question.
gooseberry.
yeah.
Quick question.
It was the accent for me. That's what fucked me up.
I
But yeah, I
Right.
get
figured.
it.
I got
And
you.
quick question out there in the UK, was there ever a time when you guys, because I heard just listening to Coast to Coast Radio back in 2010, were they closing health food stores out there for selling vitamin C, or did they raid a couple of stores? Because I heard that.
I don't know about that, but when I was in the UK, I don't know if you've heard of Holland and Barrett. Um,
No,
that
not here.
they were the biggest chain in the UK for herbs, vitamins, anything like that. But what I found, I spent about 4 hours in the store, and I actually only found about 3 products that were real, that were actually good for you. And I know they didn't get as much. They didn't get as much information over there, which is why I always looked to America for my information, because they seemed a bit backward in their information over there.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'll
also,
tell. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to touch on the Gerson as well, because that was mentioned.
Well,
And
1 second though, because I want to answer a little bit more on Minnesota's question, because he was asking about like if they still like they took out the vitamin C. So back in the day, I think it was like back in King Henry's day, I should just say, because I can't remember when he was a king of there. He was very big on herbal and holistic medicine, and he made the whole charter of King Henry that literally protected herbalist and natural medicine. So as far as I know, it's unlawful for them to prevent people in the UK specifically from getting holistic and natural remedies. So like he did that whole charter, and they can't overturn it. So I just wanted to put that out there. And you were talking about Gerson therapy, somebody. And just before
yeah,
she goes into that, that Gerson therapy is what I talk about with that coffee enemas. Like those coffee enemas are no joke. People like to turn up their nose at it, whatever. But coffee
that
enemas
was
are extremely good for your body. They cause your liver to start producing the glutathiones, and glutathiones are an extremely potent antioxidant, really good for your system. And if anybody knows, glutathione is what also oxidizes adrenochrome in your body to push that into neuromelanin. So just putting that out there. It releases all your toxins, clears that out. It's a blood filter. It does a lot of
yeah.
really good things for your body. But go ahead, whoever was talking about Gerson therapy.
Yeah, on point. That was my next thing with Gerson, because it does actually detox you by about 60%. So that's one of the highest detoxes. So it's better to do it the other way than drink it, basically. So those are just a couple of points. But the other thing what you were talking about was the parasites. Now, I don't know if that is a big thing, but I don't know if any of you have seen the Stu Peters show. Are you familiar with that? It is on Rumble, but on there,
Yeah. All
okay,
the recordings are in the Telegram too. Stu Peters has a Telegram, and all the
yeah,
replays are in Telegram.
yeah. Can I just say that before I lose my train of thought? I think it was about October the 16th. He had an episode on there, and they were actually showing you what they were finding in these so-called jibby jabs, and they were showing you the parasites that were being put there and how they were there to lay dormant. So that might be worth for people that don't know what the parasites look like. There is an episode, and I just can't remember it off the top of my head, but I think it was around the October the 16th mark, and they were actually showing you the parasites that were in the vaccines.
Yeah, they're called Hydra, Hydra.
Yeah.
Also, in coffee enemas, it's not 60%, it's up to 600%. They remove
So,
toxins from your body up to 600%.
yeah,
They
sorry,
improve
that's it.
digestion. They kill parasites. They help balance yeast. There's a lot of issues with candida a lot lately. Also, I'm a certified holistic practitioner. That's why I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
about this.
I didn't
But
mean that.
like,
Sorry.
yeah, they no. You're fine. You're totally fine. You said 60%, but it's up to 600 because so you're
Yeah.
still right. You fall into that category, so you're still cool. But like, it does it has a lot of beneficial properties. Jeez, man.
Absolutely.
Yo, so
There was
yo
something
yo
else.
yo. So tomorrow, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, go ahead. I was going to ask about this Maxwell lady. Go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead and ask about that Ghislaine Maxwell lady. I guess we're done.
If tomorrow she gets on the stand and she's like, yo, R. Kelly, other people were there, other names that are famous, Russell Simmons, whoever. If she just hypothetically, do they become unindicted co-conspirators? Do they go grab them after this trial?
I don't. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
she won't. She won't come on that quick, Minnie. It'll be at. She'll be able to testify. She'll actually be the
And
last
there's
person
no
that was on
media,
it.
so we won't be able
They
to
would have
follow.
to open up individual investigation.
Oh, so
If not already, if they're not
this shit
already.
is this shit is so heavy that they blocking. It's not her shit is not public record.
Nah, it's blocked. Exactly.
Oh.
There's no media. It's
Because
blocked.
allegedly you a federal trial, like how they do the state. So that's why they saying they
Nah,
can't
man.
watch it.
All federal court cases are still public domain, public
Right,
record.
right.
They're
No, but I
not
mean,
allowing.
when they public domain, but I'm talking about like record, like court TV. Like you never seen the big ass fucking war out here. What the fuck? You never seen the court federal court case being televised though.
I want to say something to you all, right? I want y'all to pay attention. And what I'm really trying to say to you is this: Does everybody when important people get in trouble? I have a saying: a bomb goes off, right? And September 10th, 2001, who was on trial? Does anybody in here remember?
Wasn't that wait? You said wasn't that Hillary Clinton that was supposed to go on trial?
It was Oliver North. What's the black guy that just died? High military guy.
Colin Powell.
Colin Powell, Oliver North. Everybody was sitting up in that courtroom giving testimony September 10th. And then the 11th. Okay, so her trial starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, we gotta watch
baby.
out. We gotta watch out.
She's not that important. She really isn't.
No, but
I
she
don't.
Yes, she
does. But
is.
she
You
does.
bugging? She
Yeah,
could
I
bring
she's
down the
know.
whole regime.
she
Yo,
won't
Bring
stick
down
listen.
Hillary
around.
and all.
She
You
won't.
wildin'.
Well, I
She
think
won't.
they would kill her first.
Yeah.
Don't you
Listen,
think
oh
Oh,
that?
my goodness, what if she doesn't
Flat
make it
Island.
to trial tomorrow?
Right.
Hopefully she got more dead man switches that are similar to that whole Wayfair scandal because that thing was legit and everybody forgot about that super quickly. You know,
Well, let's say this, right? This is all the residue of Trump. Like, what I saw happening when Trump was in office was it was elite white infighting. It was really like, yo, I got my billions. I don't trust you. I'm not going to trust you with this new system you wanted with the money. It was like, I don't trust you. I'm racist. Yes, I am. I don't think that Trump wasn't racist. That would be stupid to think. But I think he was like, let's keep the old forms of racism going. We don't gotta kill the niggas. They just want to fuck, fight, and get drunk. They're not gonna really damage our society. And I think the other racism, which is the real one, the Hillary Clinton racism, the kidnapping, the organ harvesting, the organ trafficking, the scientific racism, because that's the shit. We could deal with a motherfucker. I could deal with a motherfucker that hate me and I know who he is. But it's kind of odd to deal with a motherfucker that's gonna kiss you, take you on the boat. Oh, come on my yacht, bring your family, feed you, and then poison you when you go to his hospital. That's really dangerous to me. I like the old racism. I like the nigga that's like, nigger, you fucking nigga. Okay, I can deal with you. Thank you. I know who you are. I know. This is your side of
Exactly.
this is your side of town. Okay, I won't come over here. You don't like niggas, fair enough. We won't shop in your stores or nothing. But that subvert medical scientific racism, that's the real fucking danger. So I leave it on that. Go ahead, Joe.
I can identify you.
I get that. I think it's deeper. I feel like they know, like how we have just what do you call it? Things that are passed down in our families. Just don't put your purse on the floor. The things like that that we have. I think that their lineage provides them with information about our lineage, and they understand the power that we have, and they have figured out a way to harvest it, of course. And now we're sitting in a space where they've done so much to cover it up, and it's been so long, it's just all of it. When you really think about how it all adds up, and everything kind of just really turns back to the fact that we have been using, not we have, but they have been using humans to feed some type of extraterrestrial tie that they have to stay in power. It's like, how do you defend, like, we got to be spiritually minded, of course, like we have to just be, very faithful and strong in the works, but how do we combat that our physical combat to these elites? You got people starting foundations when we really need these things in other countries under the pretense of saving children and saving girls, and then they're picking them up in the middle of the night and trying to smuggle them across the border. They're I can't fathom, like, who do we trust? Ourselves. But then we have people in ourselves, like within our communities, that are willing to sell themselves to that. Where are we? Where are we right now?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that, because like I said, I'm driving. So, I'll do a quick reset. What's going on, everybody? This is Hocus for Fifth Rabbit Hole.
My
It is
app is
11.
tripping.
Can y'all, um, oh, good. Can y'all hear me? Was y'all able to hear me? Because I just heard somebody.
Yeah, somebody was just talking over you.
Yeah, this Hocus for Fifth Rabbit Hole. Welcome, welcome. We on our regular time schedule, which is 11 o'clock. We open up the room. We decided that this topic was a good one, and we have a lot of people here, so we're gonna keep the room open. So if you're just going by the hallway and you've seen the title and you like it, you're not following the club, please follow the club. Follow all the moderators. Follow Omar. Came up here and dropped mad bombs today, bombed atomically. Man, it was really, really, really deep. Stick around though, man, because this is our usual hours, and we usually go about 12 hours. So we ain't ending the room no time soon. You in the rabbit hole right now. You're gonna be up with us all night. And the topic is Virgil Abloh dead by cancer, sacrifice, karma, or the jab. So I would like to hear, I know a lot of new people on stage would like to hear y'all voices, hear what y'all got to say, what y'all think. And yeah, make sure y'all follow the club while y'all do so. And the only way to get on this stage is to be a member. So if you want to talk, become a member. I digress right there.
Come on, y'all.
Any new updates on Virgil? Anybody got any new updates on Virgil?
I'm just reading this article. Sorry, I didn't mean to chime in, but this article that was linked. Oh, maybe it's now been updated. That Kenya or Kenna is how you say her name.
You know,
Posted. Wow, it's so eye opening. I can't believe this is like a real document. I'm still like, pinch me, really. This is
Which
serious
one?
stuff. Serious allegations. How this one child was trafficked for since she was 5, 6 years old till she was 30,
Mm.
and basically she was running all through Epstein's parties, not only in the Virgin Islands but in the Manhattan property. You know, that big mansion that he was gifted. And the main it's saying in these documents that the main people who were abusing her was Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter. So yeah, I mean, as you were saying,
and
it's
Epstein.
all over, but it's this. It feels like a story the way it's written. I mean, it's like play by play of how all this. So it doesn't feel like, I don't know, that it's not made up because it's just so well documented. So that's why I
No,
was.
actually, it's an actual court case. If you look
This
at the
is the
top,
court.
it
Yeah,
has
the
the court
document.
number, and you can look at the court. You can look up the court case on Pacer.com. The only thing is, they actually closed the case 9 September of last year. However, it was open in August, so it's interesting that the girl that filed the case, she was representing herself, so she didn't have a lawyer. But it's interesting that she goes into detail as to what happened, and she was saying that they were threatening her mom and dad because of a settlement that happened like back in the 80s or 90s. So it goes really really deep. And the interesting part is I also have her email address and they have her phone number listed on the court doc. So maybe we can contact her. Maybe she can come down the rabbit hole with us.
All right. Look,
Hey,
real quick,
hey,
y'all.
go ahead, man.
Get your pens and your pencils. So the case for tomorrow is not going to be televised, but you can listen in by phone. So I want to give you guys the phone number and the code to get into it.
Wow, thank you.
That's awesome.
Right. The phone number is 844. I'll wait till everybody gets their pens and shit. Like another 10 seconds, 20 seconds.
We got phones. We don't even need a pen and paper.
All right. So the phone number is 844 721 7237, and the access code is 999 1787, and it starts Monday, and you can listen live to the audio. So once again, the phone number is 844 721 7237, and the access code to get in is 999 1787. If anybody needs it, I'll repeat it.
Hey, you know what's interesting though? I think we should look up and see what's the significance of the year 1787. Did anything significant happen in that year? I think so.
Exactly. And
I was just. Oh
999
my
and
goodness.
666
Wait,
upside
real quick.
down.
This is L. This is in regards to the information Minnesota just shared. Thank you, Minnie. Just so you don't have to repeat it. If you guys go to Harlem's PTR right now, it's on there. You can click on his photo and the number and the
She was trying
access
to
code is
say
on there.
that 999 is like 666 upside down. I don't think she was trying to repeat the number.
Yeah. Nah, like yeah. So you got triple nine. That's what stood out. But then 1787. Matter of fact, let me look up 1787. Let
All
me
right.
see
And
major.
real quick, while he looks that up,
I'm on it. I'm looking at.
thank you to
Yeah.
Javier. Thank you to Javier Valdera for that information that gave me that information on the back page. Thank you very much.
The Constitutional Convention took place from May 14th to September 17th, 1787 in Philly.
Would you look at that?
It says the Constitution of the United States established America's national government and fundamental laws and guaranteed certain basic rights for its citizens. It was signed on September 17th, 1787. Hmm. Ain't that something? All right. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So, 1787, okay. Constitutional Convention begins. The delegates representing every state except Rhode Island convened at Philadelphia's
Treaty of
Pennsylvania State House of for the Constitutional. So this is interesting. I knew it was something significant about. Think about. Do y'all think that's a coincidence that that number has 1787 in it, and that?
Hell no.
Nope.
Hmm.
That's how
Not
they
with
work.
that six
Yo,
six six there.
let me say something real quick, right? You know, because this is it's really confusing when you first come into this shit, right? So what you got to understand about secret societies and Illuminati. You remember Batman's enemy, the Riddler? Does anybody remember the Riddler? Well,
Yes.
that's how these people work. They give you it's like what was it? Nicolas Cage, he had a movie called Knowing where it was a bunch of numbers and he was trying to figure shit out. This is how they work. This is how everything is coded around us. This is little pieces in movies, little piece in a fucking commercial, the cartoons. The cartoons predict nothing. All of this is pre-planned shit down to the background, the people standing there, the picture taken, the Prince even didn't they kill Prince off in one of those cartoons? Like all of this shit is in front of us. And this is how they work. This is how they get subconscious permission to go through with the shit. They have to show it to us before they do it to us. So I know it seems weird, and you're like, "Oh, these guys are fucking crazy," or "You're a fucking conspiracy theorist," and I understand that because there was a time when I ate pork and didn't know none of this shit. So it seems weird, but once you get into it, it's actually interesting, and I accept the challenge because I look at it as a challenge. And and there's a side of me that's happy that they're doing this shit because if they wasn't, we would have never been in this room, and there would have been a lot of. I like that everybody's becoming conspiracy theorists now. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you, white man, for fucking pressuring us. Now blacks and whites are going to get together, and when I say white man, I'm talking about the elite families. I'm not talking about you, the construction worker, or you, the lawyer. You know, I'm talking about the real motherfuckers that's causing this shit.
You talking
So
about deep state shadow government?
right, right. You know, the shadow government, the Farnese family, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, you know, all of those, what's the black pope's name? Something Oshino, or, you know, or I'm talking Pepe Oshini, or I'm talking about those kind of people. So, you know, at the end of the day, I love this shit and I accept it as a challenge. And I know it's going to it's war. So everybody just got to respect that this shit is war and you have to act like it and prepare like it and get a boyfriend or a girlfriend that's going to be ready to go all the way to the end with you. You can't even date out of your mind state now. That's over. So you got to get
Man,
somebody.
yes.
You got to get somebody. And this is definitely a message to the ladies because they set y'all up back in the days when ain't nothing going on but the rent and you know you tossed away and threw away good guys, whatever the case may be. Get somebody that's on the same mental wavelength as you and move forward with them. Just to have somebody that can fucking defend you and your children. We gotta get back to it. Y'all can't be out here alone. And I know a lot of the women are fucking alone right now. It can't be like that. That's a no-no. So, you know, that's it, man. Just carry on and I love this rabbit hole shit. Let's keep this shit going. That's all.
You know what's actually crazy? You mentioned the Joker earlier, and I thought it was kind of crazy because that, like, if you look at my PTR, that Amanda lady, that's also a defendant of Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't see her on that list though, but somebody looked her up earlier and found her on there.
She
She
is.
look at her
She's
licking
black
the
folk.
face of
Look
the
at the
Joker.
picture. Yes,
Do you
when you
see
tell,
that? Like
I
in
went
the
and
Joker?
found it too.
Yeah, like that picture. Like I can't stand those things. And that's the isn't that the one that the one that died? Like that's the Heath Ledger dude, isn't it?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's Heath Ledger. Well, who's that licking the face again?
Yeah.
That's
No, that
so
wasn't
this
Heath
lady
Amanda
in
Ledger.
that
That wasn't
picture,
Heath Ledger.
she came
Oh, that's the
into
Amanda
Lisa.
girl. Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Amanda.
Okay, got you.
30 years friend of
That's
Ghislaine.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm changing this PTR by the way, just
That's
so you
Joaquin
know.
Phoenix
Hey,
Joker.
yo, listen, for everybody that's hitting me that I let in, please
Gotcha.
follow the club, all right? Because I don't know how to work this shit, so I see the request and I just hit them. But
Nah,
don't
they
forget.
good. If no, no, we talking about what the hand raise you let them in?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if they raise the hand, that mean they're part of the club already.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I got it limited to club members only right now, so they know.
Right, right. All
So,
right, yeah,
yo,
that's what it is.
I got a question, man. I got more of a comment, right? And, I know y'all gonna call me naive for this, man, but it's hard, man. For I know it ain't really hard because people are just like people are people, and they can be turned and flipped. But not Sean from Marcy Projects, man. Not Jay-Z, man.
I
That,
know that shit
yeah.
bugging me
He's one of
out.
the main ones, ringleader.
Whoa.
When I
Yo,
saw Beyonce
listen.
and them on
Yo,
that list first,
being a hip hop
Beyonce
artist and
too.
being a fan of Jay-Z growing up, like who somebody who made a nigga want to be an artist and being, just damn son, like it's
Hold on.
damn.
Yeah,
That's
but
the only
Hold
one
on.
where I'm
Hold
like,
on,
damn,
y'all.
that's hard to
What's
Hold
the
accept.
name
I
of
don't
his
know. But
original
when
hold
you
on,
sell
label?
y'all.
crack to your mother, that's like. I mean, I get it. I get the hey. It'd rather be me than somebody else. But it's just he's definitely been through a lot, and he's exposed to a lot, and he's made hard decisions like that. I can't imagine selling. And he said it. That they obviously worked past that in part of their relationship, but that happened.
Jay-Z's
Yeah,
definitely Beyonce's handler as well, because that Crazy in Love video, that was everything. And also, when I was
right.
looking at Amanda's pictures too, if you guys look at my PTR, that's Kylie Jenner, like that's the Astro World. And one thing that it reminded me of is red light, green light, that bitch from freaking Squid Games that was
And,
shooting people. Doesn't that look like her
and that
mouth right
shit look like that them fucking statues, them fuck face statues. That shit look just like it without the penis on his face.
And there's
I'm
pictures of
crying
Jay
right
Z
now
with
because you
and
just said that
videos
and
of Jay
tears
Z
just
with
came
the
out my
hair cooker as well. So Jay Z definitely is one of them. He's with them folks. He's a ringleader of it.
I wouldn't say he the ringleader, but
He's one of them. I feel like in black culture because he's like somebody that people don't want to believe is a part
Okay.
of it, but he's a
Now
big part
I
of
seen
it.
the flight logs and everything. Like I'm just that's just me just spilling just spilling it out right now.
Well,
I know
listen.
what it is, but like damn, that's just me. Like damn,
Now
man, not
listen, right?
I
Jay.
hear you. It's like
And
our
I'll
childhood.
say
It's
this.
like
yes,
me,
because I
like
love
Bill
Right.
Jay.
Cosby or
One thing,
Michael
one thing,
Jackson, all of that.
one thing that, one thing that I can tell from being in the entertainment industry, right, is as you go up, things become more organized. You're not just gonna be some nigga running around with $1 billion doing what you want with it. If you ever notice American celebrities, right? African American celebrities that make a lot of money. You ever notice they donate and they do things in Africa, but they don't do shit here? They
Facts.
that's
Yes.
because, and I want to explain something to y'all. And this is something that I picked up on. Nobody told me this. This is something I noticed. My homie, Most Def, they put that nigga on the run. That nigga had to get up out of here. He got up out of here quick. And that nigga
Didn't he
did
go to
everything.
Africa?
Man, that nigga was living in Honduras. That nigga was living in Africa. It's like he's on the run from something. He's living in
Yeah.
Spain now. I'm in communication with him, right? He's living in Spain now, and I think he's planning to come back. But what I will say is, when you are righteous and you are outside of their shit, you're gonna have some fucking trouble. I picked up on a lot of shit. Once I found
Who
out
you
that I
talking
was
about, Minnesota? Who you talking about?
What
I
about
was
the
talking
Most
about
same
I
thing
Def.
was
happened
I
with
was
Lauren
He's
talking
just
Hill,
talking in
right?
general right now.
I'm talking in general, but I was talking about the shit
Yeah,
on
I
their
see
most
Bay.
frequent. But when I figured out that I was the outsider working around people, I really started to notice a lot about the men. You know what I'm saying? And I figured it out. And this is my assumption. If this guy is down with whoever and they didn't gave him a $20 million deal, he got fucked for that money. So here I come and I'm coming around and now you got to pay me 80,000 for 10 beats or whatever. And you pissed off. I'm looking at niggas like, yo, why is this nigga pissed off with me? And I'm not talking about most. Don't get it fucked up. That's if there's one true person that's in that game. Most definitely is like my brother. Out of all my industry friends, Sadat, Grand Poobah, whoever, And I only get along with the nigga people. So most really down with us. He's really nigga with it. But there's certain other people that I can't say their names, so they still vibrant, they still around. That I noticed, like, yo, why is this nigga acting funny with me? You hired me to work. You want my production, but now we negotiating. The negotiation went from 160,000 to 120 to now it's down to 80,000. Which is I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, I figured it out. I'm looking at the pain in niggas because they probably had to book over for they change. And now here I come with something that here, I just gotta pay you because you got this. I can't fuck you. I picked that up in niggas' spirits. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I saw a lot of shit that was, an old
Yeah,
timer told
brother.
me,
Yeah,
an old
it's
timer, an old timer told me when it feels weird, it probably is. Now, I left the game years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting back into producing and all that shit now. But I left when the all the court jesters was coming. And I was seeing shit I started seeing shit that just didn't add up. Like, yo, what the fuck? Imagine coming out of a Bronx neighborhood and you there and niggas dressed like Melly Mel in them 1983, like the message. Everybody is niggas is wearing. I saw them coming. So, it's definitely you got to understand when you once you start to understand the power of music. Music is so powerful that um, I got an old machine I do my beats on, and it's not the standard. It's not the industry standard. My machine makes my beats come out like lo-fi. So they got when I'm in the studio, they got to do a lot of enhancements to like try and make my shit more digital and louder. But I'm recording in an analog. I basically have an analog beat machine, which is like the old MPCs,
NPC, yeah.
right, and all that kind of shit, right? So basically, they're taking our music out of a goosebump frequency and putting it in more of an anger frequency. Like if you notice, if you be out in the club, you don't
432
feel,
hertz
you don't
to that
feel,
440
you don't,
hertz.
right, you don't feel goosebumps no more.
Michael
Where the
Jackson.
fuck is the goosebumps? When was the
When the
last time you
when the
listened to
bass
somebody?
changed, when the
right.
bass changed,
Michael
that shit
Right,
Jackson,
changed.
last artist to record in 432 hertz.
right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
one thing that I will say is, I like to give niggas the benefit of the doubt, and trust me, I'm from Soundview Projects. It took me a long time to train myself to speak positive about every situation. So with Hove, him being from Marcy, like I look at it like this: we need the infiltration. Black people don't know nothing about infiltration. Like we just jump on a nigga because the nigga gets in a position like, oh, that nigga's against us. Let that nigga chill with the way he might have a plan. Like
But
what
hold
else
on,
are we
Minnesota.
like?
But the one thing that's important though is that you can always tell based on their presentation. And so when you see how they're moving publicly, the magazine covers, the different symbols that are involved in their artistry, that's how you know. Because
Did
when you
you?
when you when you stand for righteousness, you're not gonna allow someone. Because I was in that position where I turned down a lot of money, brother. Like nah, y'all not gonna use my energy to manipulate the energy of people who look up to me.
Well,
And,
you
and,
know
and
what?
go
Did
ahead,
you
go ahead.
did you see the movie? Did you see the movie? The Spook Who Sat by the Door.
Yeah,
I
I
read the
see,
book.
I saw that,
That's
but
a
even
good book.
yeah, but even still, he wasn't in that movie. Even though he infiltrated the CIA, he still wasn't selling his soul or being used to. He went through the training, but he used that training to liberate his people. It's a little
Right,
different. You know what I mean? But it's like I give an example. Like I remember they were trying to get me to do a show with me and my lady at the time, and they wanted me to be insecure on the show. I'm like, nah, I'm not insecure in real life, so why would I be insecure on this show?
right,
So
right.
it's like they'll try you on some sucker stuff like that just to
Right.
see,
Yo,
you
listen.
know, yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
yo, listen, right? Peter Gunn's childhood friend from the Bronx, right? I came up with Tariq, and that's Tariq's brother-in-law by marriage. So I've known Pete way before anything when he was dancing like MC Hammer. And it's fucked up for him because the guy plays about 13 instruments, can sing. So the worst thing that could have happened to him is he became Peter Gunn to format into hardcore music because he's talented like Prince. But he did Love and Hip Hop, right? and they offered him to come back on the show. They was going to give him $250,000, and they was going to pay him 250,000 and another 75,000 if he came on the show and got a hysterectomy. I need y'all to understand the agenda. He turned that money down. He said that nigga said, "Man, I ain't finished busting nuts yet. I got more babies in me." You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. The agenda is real. And Pete didn't know about it. He was like, "Yo, these niggas is crazy." So I started breaking it down to him. I said, "They hate you because you're what America hates. You're a black man that makes babies and takes care of his children. You actually are totally against the agenda and don't even know it." You know what I'm saying? They got 10 or 11 children, 1,000 grandchildren. He's still making babies. We hate you. You're the problem. You're the fucking problem. You're the enemy. They offered him 300, and basically they offered him 325,000 to get his nuts snipped on TV to castrate him, and he said no. So I need y'all to understand. We joked about it, we laughed about it, because he was like, "Damn nigga, I need that money." But he was like, never am I cutting, letting y'all niggas cutting to my nuts to take my beautiful fucking sperm cells. I got more babies to make until it's all over, like Dr. Sabi. You know what I'm saying? So, in essence, we're dealing with a monster here. You know what I'm saying? And me being or somewhat, I've always been on the outside of the industry. I just scored. People liked me because of who I was as a person, but I scored my placements. And the thing that I did was I always went home, and I really saw some weird shit when I first was engaged in seeing some weird shit. Nothing towards me, but after I had DJ'd at Def Poetry, because I was the DJ and the beat man for Def Poetry for 5 seasons. So when I started getting gigs in the Hamptons, that's all I'll say. I
Now,
could
now, now,
never.
speak on it, bro. What you what you used
Nah,
to
nigga,
see, man?
I'm not speaking on yo.
Nah, nah, nah.
Sometimes when you talk, I'm extremely quiet because I ain't took no oath or nothing. But I'm not gonna get in people's business, and I don't got nothing to do with that shit. But I just seen some things where if this is my source of income, being a producer, I'm gonna mind my fucking business. I swear I am. But what I will say to you is, again, motherfuckers let their hair down in the Hamptons. That's all I can say, and I'll leave you with that. I'm not gonna
Oh yeah,
throw
now I already
nobody
know.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. The only some things I don't
They
speak.
let their hair.
Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of men. Yo, listen. Everybody knows it's not gonna be Minnesota who says it. It's not my place. It's not my business. I know I love some fucking pussy. You know what I'm saying? I got me a nice, voluptuous, beautiful woman in my house. I'm raising my child. Shit, if I can have more, I'll have more. But all I'm saying is, good luck to everybody who took it up the ass for money. Good luck to them. But that's a real thing. And those people are the people you see shoot to the top out of nowhere. You see a nigga shoot to the top? How long I've been doing music, how talented a nigga is. I didn't shoot to the top. It's certain crowds I stayed away from because it felt weird. I don't fuck with it if it feel weird. And that's it. You look at Hocus. Hocus was blazing up the radio. The FBI went and said, "Take that nigga song off the radio." What kind of shit is that to do to another human being? Because they know, like, nah, we don't want masculine men making music. Hocus comes from a family. He got 8,000 brothers. Everybody got children. It's a million first cousins. They don't want him in there. Take his shit off the radio. He didn't do nothing wrong. All right. So what is nigga? There's a million niggas that's bloods that got records on the radio. Why did we single this guy out? Because of this. Niggas hold a different recourse and remedy in their brains towards the system. We don't want to put Neo in. He might crash the system. A masculine man? Nah. So y'all got to pay attention to those who shoot to the top without struggle. Majority of the niggas you see that come through the music industry been in behind the scenes for the longest. Come on, I knew DMX years ago before he was famous. Him and Tariq battled at Hunter College on 68th Street. Money Boys versus Rough Riders, right there in Hunter College. They went at it. So all I'll say is this, right? When you look at, even when you look at these murders, right? What's the boy Young Dolph just got murdered? A lot of times, to me, the way I look at it is, see it one time, it's a coincidence. See it two times, it's a pattern. See it three times, it's a program. Right now, and I want to say something to y'all. There's a war on black finance. Who are the niggas who got the money, legit money, who could turn things around in the community? The rappers. Whether you don't like what they talking about or not, but dying, they're dying off like the holistic dyers, the holistic doctors was getting murdered. Why? Because they have legitimate black finance. Do they want a nigga that could say, yo, land? Oh, yo, let me go throw $1 million on this land. We're gonna buy us a state. And we're gonna get the fuck. We're gonna farm. We're gonna do it. We don't allow no GMOs in this state. They got a lot of open land in America. Did you know you can go mountains are for sale? You can go right now and Google mountains that are for sale, and it's gonna be 1,000 properties pop up all across the United States. Mountains that are for sale. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want the next level. What they're getting ready to push us into is pure poverty, because they know we not with it, and they know there's a bunch of us that's not gonna fuck with it. Like, you shooting me at a traffic stop. What the fuck you care so much about my health for? It's not about your health. This is not a mystery. So I'm glad that they're doing this shit, because now we gotta stick together. That bitch you hate, you may have to be running through the woods with that bitch. That nigga you despise, the op, it's all coming to a head. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it. So yo, I land my plane there. I'll jump back in if anybody, we
Hey,
want
hey,
to get to it.
hey,
Go
speaking
ahead,
on
Joe.
that, yeah, speaking on that, this would be a good transition to play a clip about this brother. This brother, he's a battle rapper. He talked about his experience in the industry, and I'm gonna play this clip, and then y'all can just kind of see the energy. It's like they in a barbershop, and they talk about what goes on in the industry, how it works, how it's set up, and then you'll hear the agents trying to basically cause distractions and tap dance and play games about what's really going on. So I just wanted to build off of what the brother just said, and that way y'all can kind of just
Atomically.
yeah, check this out. Here we go.
Now this is a theory, and if anything happens to me after I bring up this subject, you know what it is. There's a theory that a lot of rappers they get signed, especially nowadays. These labels, they crunch the numbers. They figure out what works, what brings them money, what doesn't. Rappers getting locked up, and rappers dying on two of the biggest money promotions as far as money makers for labels. Now, I've spoken to a lot of independent artists. Shout out to Source Walker. One of the things that he told me when I said, Jay been trying to sign me. I'm like, yo, why wouldn't you sign? He said, because I don't want a label playing with my life. Facts. That's real.
That means playing with, because I'm going to expose, that means playing with your butt. You know what I mean? No, listen, I'll be honest, look, because I've been doing music. No, because I feel like we gotta put it out there. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of, no, listen, you edit it out, you edit it out. No, listen, because I feel like,
that's not what he meant, by the way. But go ahead.
No, listen. Not what he meant, I'm not saying what he meant. I'm just saying in general, because I feel like a lot of people, like, I had like 2 record deals, right? And
they wanted your butt?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. He said, yo, hold on.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, what happened?
You was fucking with G-Unit.
That's, look,
my man.
He ain't smoked nothing, bro.
Hold on. You ain't blink. Jesus, okay. Sit back.
Like,
yo, who with G-Unit wanted your butt, bro?
Listen, hold on. Look.
What's his name?
Look at how they tap dance. They playing games. He up there being serious. They up there playing.
Right?
Watch this.
Nah, because it's not even funny. I'm keeping it real, right? It's not even funny. Now, I'm not a homosexual. I never did no homosexual shit. Nobody never played with my butt. But what happens is
there should be no butt after that last point. You period that, and then you move on to the next sentence. Nobody never did. That's it.
Nah, I mean, but listen. What I'm saying is, you know, they proposition you. They do things indirectly. Like they might send a stylist at you, right? Listen, they might send a stylist at you, and the stylist is being all extra tight. Listen, homie, we ain't doing that. Or they might invite you to a party and there's no bitches there. It's a sausage party. Wait, hold on, I'm out. You saying, you know what I mean? So a lot of guys, artists that get into this game, they want to get deals. They get in, they got talent, they got good intentions, and then
have you been to these parties personally? Have you seen them?
You can't get.
That's a Doggy Diamonds question. Shout out Doggy Diamonds.
Right.
Shout out Doggy Diamonds.
You can't make it to the real party because somewhere if you're not a homosexual, they got a filtering out process.
Yeah.
So they'll send a stylist. They'll have you out and about because they trying to drug you. So you be in a studio session late at night and they'll see if you a meatball. Yo, bro, here, hit this blunt. You ain't see the blunt get rolled. Or yo, bro, take this drink right here. And you like.
There you go. Brother, added commercials. Hold on.
Oh, yo, man, I want to chime in after this, man.
All right, hold on.
I ain't with that. And some dudes that get drunk. Like I've been in studios with artists, famous artists, and I seen niggas take a bottle that wasn't theirs, and they in the studio all woozy. I'm like, I'm out. I don't know what happened to that person after, but that shit didn't. You know, it's like a nigga trying to get a chick drunk because he want to pop. Right? So.
Wait a minute. You ain't even help a nigga? You left wait a minute.
Bro, listen.
Wait a minute. He left that nigga there with Zach.
Yeah,
because are you saying
go ahead.
Somebody at G Unit tried to get you, bro?
See, look, you trying to sensationalize it. What I'm saying is,
I'm trying to figure it out.
What I just told you. When you in this business, right, and you got talent, they want you because you got influence. The devil's job is to get as many souls as possible. So if you got the potential to be influential, they want you. Not because you're talent, because they can use you as a tool to push their agenda. Now, in order for them to fully put you in position, they have to make sure that you're willing to get in position. And that position is taking dick in the ass, bro. So once you
man, you had to see the video. Let me pause it real quick. Man, these dudes so uncomfortable, and you could just tell, like when you start see the truth. Only the truth can set you free. And when you're around people that got skeletons in their closet, or they're trying to hide or deflect, or they trying to
giggling and shit.
Yeah, giggling,
Yeah,
laughing.
you
He
notice
got
that
all
they
this
keep trying to
tap, all
cut
this.
them off.
You know what I mean? Like playing these games. It's like, it's a certain spirit.
Straight up.
And that's why, like, I don't, it just like, it just
straight
all
up.
this, yeah,
straight up.
Trying to make the brother look crazy, and you know what I mean. So it's a lot of gatekeepers out here. People that know they don't want to lose their position. So their job is to discredit those that are that have been appointed to be messengers in our community.
Right.
And,
Omar, before you continue, hold on, Minnie, 1 second. I want you to continue, but I gotta chime in. Yo, I swear to you, as a matter of fact, I'll show y'all niggas. A stylist hit me up on IG. This is probably like around the time, Minnie, or probably like a year afterwards, when I was heavy on the radio on rotation, like you said, and the feds went up there and hate on my shit. The nigga hit me up and said, I want to style you. And like, you know how you can look at your request, but you don't got to see that they see your shit. So I never answered him, but I went to his page and I see this nigga got hundreds of thousands of followers, and he's styling niggas in the industry. But I'm like, what make this nigga hit me up out the blue? And I think that he was a homosexual. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm like, what made this nigga hit me up out the blue tomorrow? I want to style you. It's still there. I'm gonna go find this shit. So when he just said that shit, that shit had me bugged out. Like, holy shit. I'm gonna find this shit right now. Y'all think I'm playing? Watch this. Go ahead, Omar.
That's no lie.
hey, I'm back. Yeah, it take you a second, boy. When you checking your messages, it frees up your whole phone. But yeah, brother, like, nah, like I had, like, brothers in the industry, like, hey, such and such, want to do a show with you on this network, this sister, on paper she's a billionaire, she got this network, y'all know who I'm talking about. He wanted me to do a dating show one time. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing TV. Period. You know what I mean? Like after a point when I was young, I'm like, all right, I do TV, but I gotta have creative control, final edit. Then after a while, I'm like, nah, I don't even want to be on TV. Period. I don't even. I like to be, hidden. You know what I mean? I don't even want to be around that energy.
Hey,
Um,
Omar, what do they say about idols, meeting your idols, bro?
what you mean?
Like, isn't there a saying about meeting your idols? You would rather not meet your idols because your idols will let you down.
I heard
Yeah,
never meet your heroes.
it's deep though. I met a lot of people, and yeah, so a lot of um, yeah, people have no idea, bro. Like the stuff that I know, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a lot of like leaders in our community. You know what I mean? Like people that are respected, but it's like, nah, these people are agents, and you won't know until you meet them.
Right.
And I met a lot. I mean, I met a lot of people. You know what I mean? And so yeah, nah, brother. Yeah, and it's deep too because it's like some of those people I respected. I'm like, I can't wait to meet such and such, and you meet them, and it's like, nah, man, this person here and sold out. The energy,
And
the
they got
energy
the
never.
most problems.
Yeah,
The most problems. You'll be like, God damn, nigga, you got all this money and you depressed. What's wrong with you?
but I don't even think
That's
they
what-
got. We talked about that earlier. I don't even think they got the liquid like that, brother. To be real, and the reason why that's a theory of mine is like they got toys. You know what I mean? They got the toys, but as far as actually being able to do something with liquid, I don't think they. I think the enemy has it where like for example, like
Froze
when
their
you look
credit
at.
cards.
Yeah, you'll see weird stuff like Kobe's wife had to petition the court to add the youngest daughter on a trust, and I'm like, I got a bunch of trusts set up, and it's like when you dealing with your indentures, basically like your bylaws, your instructions, your ingredients, your contract, you'll have it like I know if I have multiple C's or potential if I have me if I got my wife and I know I plan on having, let's just say if I created a trust this year and I plan on having more seeds, I'm gonna automatically include that anybody that is a blood heir to my estate will have access to these particular assets. And I know if I'm thinking like that, I'm like, if you got all this paper and you got all these people around you, these professionals, these legal experts, why they didn't have this put in your trust? Because that's the purpose of a trust. You keep it out of probate. You already have your own private contract where you don't even have to go to probate to petition the court for anything. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like wills, because the will you still giving that court, that judge, jurisdiction over that estate. But when you have a trust, it's like a private contract that's protected under the Constitution. So I'm like, if you look at all these celebrities, if you notice, it's a big Asian celebrity. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Who he does a lot of like martial arts movies, and he said he ain't leaving his children no money. Then you got this big basketball player. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He said he ain't leaving his children no money. A lot of other people, they not leaving their children money. I'm like, why they just, what I mean? They not, what's going on with this? A pattern. I gotta pay attention to that. I don't know if that's the agreement part of being, yeah, you'll get the fame and you'll get the toys, but you can't really, certain people can't really pass that on to their heirs. It has to be recycled. The enemy's like, all right, it comes back to us. So I'm thinking that's how it's set up. I mean, I can't prove that because I didn't make it that far, but I can only theorize. I can only speculate based on what I see. Like there's another celebrity. I remember seeing him twice on TV. He was saying the first time, and y'all know I'm talking, he's one of the biggest actors in the world. I hear him a lot lately, dealing with his relationship. But he basically was on TV twice, and he was saying that him and his lady was going to Whole Foods. They was in New York, and he left his money at home. He had to borrow some money from somebody. He had made a joke about it. And then I saw him on TV again, and he was on another talk show. He said that he ran out of gas and he had left his wallet at home or something happened. He didn't have no money on him. He had to borrow money from somebody. And I'm like, and I just start, because I'm a be in a pattern. I start to connect dots. I'm like, these people don't really got liquid like that. You know what I mean? And that's how the enemy gets them. The enemy will blackmail them, get them doing stuff and self-incriminating things and record it, and then, and because they can control probably their credit, they can shut it off at any time and get them, that's probably why they be killing themselves and be drugged up, because they gotta, all this glitz and glamour that we see on the outside ain't really what, it's not the same in private. You don't know what these people doing behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It may be a
Exactly.
situation where At any time, the executives could like, hey, come in this room, we're gonna do what we want to you. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You know what I mean? What kind of sick stuff these people are subjected to. And you'll see people like Cat Williams talk about, the industry and talk about the weird parties in Hollywood and this and that. You'll hear people throughout time kind of like spill the beans or talking about selling their soul. Like, you know what I mean? There's a clip James Brown talked about selling his soul, and you know what I mean? DMX had a song talked about selling his soul. Michael Jackson got songs talking about the devil and all of that. You hear them in the music talking. They kind of tell you what's going on. And it tripped me out. Somebody sent me a link. I ain't even had to click on it because I could feel the sister's energy. She said there's a song Prince came out with. He said that his sister, they had sex or something, some weird stuff that he put in the song. It tripped me out. I'm like, damn, I ain't even heard of that. I don't know if y'all know what song I'm talking about, but it's just like they put it out, like what's going on out here, and so it's a lot of trauma, a lot of things that our people are plagued with, and so yeah, we can't judge our brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Only the Most High could do that. That ain't whatever they done. God bless them. You know what I mean? No, that's not my path, and I'm not with it. But you know, um, but yeah, brother, the style is like that. Basically in that video, the brother was kind of showing you the different ways they try you, and I done met like high level people. So I know people that from the NFL, high level people in modeling industry, all types of athletes, actors, like people talk. And when you meet people and people share their story and you connect dots, you know what it is. You know what I mean? So you don't really have to be a part of something to really understand what it is. And
Yo, and you could tell the people that are not with it because they make the news and they go on the run. Dave Chappelle went on the run. Most Def still on the run.
with that
Niggas,
Dave Chappelle, that's something I'm trying to figure out because that's something interesting. Because when he was on Oprah, he talked about them trying to get him to put on a dress. It was something else they was trying to get their brother to do because
right?
he had already wore a dress before. Remember in Robin Hood Men in Tights, a lot of people forgot that he had a dress on then before that. So it wasn't like he said, "Well, I did it before earlier in my career, and I'm not with it no more." So I'm like,
Right.
nah, this brother not telling all the energy. Something ain't right. You know what I
Did you
mean?
see
Right.
So
Oprah's expression? She said, "Why over a dress?"
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
She
See,
probably
That a
you
was
know,
bitch.
shaking.
you
yes,
know what? I would say this, right? And this is my theory, right? And I love the nigga Kanye, even though the nigga stole multiple beats from me. I just love his music. I love his style of rap. I don't got no beef with him. But I will say this: when I look at that crew, his wife and them, and the mother and the Bruce Jenner nigga, yo,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like a this is like a handler feel over there.
you right.
Yes, I thought I was the
Absolutely.
only one that felt that way.
I saw
There's a
Star Trek. I saw Star Trek. This is the Kardashian ship is come. I said, here them bitches go again. Ain't that a bitch? They in Star Trek, nigga.
Did you guys ever notice though that like when Bruce Jenner decided to be, a transgender person, he opened the floodgates for it all. I just don't remember anybody making such an announcement like that and literally blinking and everything's changed. And I was just like, wow, that was just
Right.
I just didn't see that one
Yeah, it's like
coming.
they gave him the
Yeah, that was
okay.
weird.
But
yo,
you
No,
know
I'm
what's
just
so
saying
crazy
that
though?
the society got the
Well,
okay.
Bruce is not with the
No, I said
mandates
he
though.
gave. Well,
We,
they gave
well, Bruce is not
everybody
with the
else the okay.
mandates though. Let's be honest. The Bruce is speaking out against the mandate. That kind of wears me out. Like usually when they with one part of the system, they with all of it, right? But Bruce is not with it though. Bruce,
no, they Bruce. No, but you
Y'all
gotta
like to
look at it
bring
like
off
this.
extra
leave
That
it
legends.
alone.
that's the part that's interesting though. It's like a lot of the people that have sold they sold, even they fighting back like, damn, we ain't know it was going. They thought they was gonna be able to have their fun in the shadows, but the enemy's like, nah, we gonna have y'all on super lock. Like it's about to be. So they, what I mean. So it's like, damn, we didn't what we got ourselves into. You know what I mean? It's that type of
Did,
thing.
Well,
didn't
let me
Kanye
tell
West say
y'all.
it
Let me
sold his
tell
soul
y'all.
for a McDonald's Happy Meal, nigga? Was it billions of dollars in that bitch?
Look, I want to
It
give
just
y'all
it
an
makes it
anecdote of
so
what happened
eerie
when you
now
go
that
play ball.
Jack's page had all that McDonald's shit on it,
Yeah,
No,
and
let
you
me tell
can
Yeah,
y'all
see.
what
that's
happened. You were
it's
part of the
disturbing.
when you were part of that circle, but you don't play ball. Like I would really like to tell y'all this story because it tie into all of this. I'm from the shy. You can look at my Instagram. You can see that I've been interfacing with a lot of hip hop heads from decades now. Okay, as a media person. Okay, and I ain't gonna name names, but someone from Kanye camp, a pretty famous rapper, got a Grammy. You know what I mean? But maybe not as famous as like Lupe or somebody. But I ain't gonna name names. But this brother ran for alderman. Not, I mean, maybe about 10 years ago. All right, and I was in the room when the announcement was made, and I was in the room after, and when everyone was doing the meet and greet. Now, if any of y'all from Chicago and know Rothschild's Liquors, okay, now just think about that name, even Rothschild Liquors. All right, so the owner, or like I don't know, the family scion of Rothschild Liquors, old black man with the energy of the Crypt Keeper. All right, like just pure evil
Oh
radiating off this
hell
man.
no.
Okay, pure evil radiating off this man. So he walks up to the brother right after he announces he's running for alderman on the south side in my ward. All right. He's like, brother, I love what you're doing. I've been a part of the community for I don't know what he said, 30 years, however long Rothschild Liquor's been out there, right? And he's like, I would love to support you in what you're doing and all this other stuff, right? And then he shook his hand. He tried to shake his hand real funny. All right, let me just put it that way. But my man's wasn't with it. So right after this interaction, I walk up to my man's. I'm like, and I whisper in his ear. I was like, "Yo, brother, the devil is a lie." And he said, "I already know, brother. I already know." So peep game. Like 2 weeks later, my man's is on Chicago Tonight with Phil Ponce, who I also know. I interviewed Phil Ponce back in the day. All right, now Phil Ponce, that's a good ass journalist right there. And I was surprised because out of nowhere came the character assassination. And yeah, the brother actually lost the race to a sheriff. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just telling you, there's people that's out there that they do their thing and everything, but at a certain point, they try to, hey brother, welcome in, brother. I really support what you're doing, brother. And then like, what I mean, you got to make a choice from there, and then of course they're gonna assassinate your character from there. You know what I mean? Like, um, but yeah, that's a real life, example of how these things work in real life. And yeah, I just, I wanted to share that with folks.
Yeah, much love, brother.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's
This is Beck Lover in the house. Just wanted to say, you guys have that link of that case. That case ain't going nowhere. That case ain't going nowhere. Look at who's running the case. Comey's daughter. My man did nothing. So humanity, it's up to us. It's good to be back and just a reminder to everybody that's in here. This is the original club. Forget all these Mickey Mouse. I'm not knocking them, but when the preservation of the human race was doing this, there was no one on Clubhouse that had the courage to put these rooms out. This club has been penalized. Its members have been penalized. Now I guess it's in fashion. So just remember, this is the original house that had the most difficult conversations on Clubhouse. Hit the Monopoly house at the top. Shout out to all the kings and queens in here. I've been having trouble sleeping at night. I thought I was gonna make it through 2-3 hours. Boom, I'm up. I don't know. I don't know how many of you have been affected by this since the pandemic started.
Yes,
I've
me
probably
too.
been up for 4 days straight.
I've been getting death threats on my text, on my phone, but we all know cowards are the ones that hide behind text messages. And if you're stupid to give me a heads up that I'm under attack, I mean, if you're gonna do it, don't ever be intimidated by text messages. By the way, if they had any courage or they really were gonna do it, they wouldn't give you a heads up. Why the fuck would you let me know? Now I'm looking for you, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Love you back.
Shout out to Beck. Good looking for pulling up, Beck.
Mhm.
This Hocus for
I
Fifth
wanted to
rabbit hole.
touch.
Welcome everybody. Definitely hit the greenhouse. Follow and become a member. We got some powerful people in here tonight. Follow the moderators. We talking about Virgil Abloh, dead by cancer, sacrifice karma or the jab. If my PTR, you can see the fragile drip. He's the one who created that fragile drip logo after, the picture that you see on the right, which is the young child that Hillary Clinton allegedly demolished and drank the adrenochrome from, that was found on Anthony Weiner laptop. And after this laptop was recovered by NYPD, after 12 officers seen this laptop, 9 of them since has committed suicide, has been suicided, as we like to call it. Yeah. So this all ties in together with Ghislaine Maxwell and everything. So I just wanted to give y'all the heads up on what's going on tonight. Lord, I see you had your mic open. I pass it to you. Then you can pass to the floor.
Was clapping, bro. You good? That's
Oh,
facts.
okay.
Everything you said is facts. I mean, 9 people committing suicide. I mean, yeah.
Like what type of shit is that? Like, come on, y'all.
They
Police
just
officer.
expect us to believe anything, bro.
Ain't nobody exempt in this. And also, remember last year, like we forgot about this. The judge I believe it was either a husband or son got killed. They came to the house, but both of them were shot. A husband and son was shot. One of them was killed, and it had something.
Facts.
She was a judge on the Epstein case. I believe
Financial.
the
Yeah.
financial, right, the civil side of it.
And
You know,
Hocus, don't forget one other thing. With all those cops that supposedly died, it was so obvious that if you guys remember, those of you that live in the New York City area, which I do, they was releasing articles about how there's got to be mental health and the cops need help and they're losing their minds. Like they were trying to cover this shit. Meanwhile, it's because some of those cops were supposedly killing themselves. How come they haven't been killing themselves lately? Like, how come it's not on the news no more? How come, with everything that's been going on, you think with all the stress the cops are under right now, it was just during that brief moment when these guys were dying, they were releasing all these articles on the news about how the cops need help and they're losing their minds and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, what they've been through in the last 2 years in New York City with all this shit and all this stress, how come we don't hear about that no more? So there's your proof.
This
And
is
I
all.
want you guys to, I want to just let you guys know that, like, I'm noticing they're using red lights to light up, like city halls have red lights, like some demonic looking churches, like these $1 million homes have red lights in the window with the window open. Like, pay attention to your city. Like, red is also a sign.
I'm
You
in
said the
downtown
color.
San Jose right now, and City Hall is lit up red and been lit up red. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but if you Google it, it's a big dome, and yeah, our City Hall been lit up red for the past week.
It's been going on for like, I've been noticing for
Taylor
like a month.
Swift just re-released her album.
A battle cry.
What are you thinking it means? Death?
Potentially a battle cry.
How many of
Damn
you
sure not
see
love.
it's blood, man? Blood,
For
son.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Sugar Christmas.
they wearing red too. Like I saw this girl post on Instagram. She be on it on the low or whatever. But she had posted like all the celebrities like wearing red or whatever. Like so, yeah, it's something about the red. And I want to say something about that number that for the court. I think it's just like a slap in the
Mhm.
face, bro. Like the whole number is like Beck came in here and said like that court case, man. Yeah,
If Beyonce
See,
and Young Money Records and Sean Carter is a defendant, well, I don't understand how they're defendants and they're not going to court.
I
see,
I kind of conflicted with that, man. Not that they didn't do anything, but with them being the defendants, like last year we heard all about these people getting ankle monitors and people being taken out, and I don't know, man. Like I just don't know about all that, man. All that Q stuff. I'm sorry, man. Like I need a little bit more proof as far as them being defendants.
I feel like she probably was just like, okay, this is who was there. This is who was there. She was over there in the corner drinking this. Like this is, these are people that are just like, I went to this company and I had to do a party at this company. Or, the CEO of this company and they know. And these people know. And all of these people know. Because at the end of the day, he was flying these people to the island like, come, like, here, where you at, Shawty? Here, come up in this room and do what you do from the ages of 5 and 6. Like, but it started with him. She was giving him massages first, and Ghislaine's sick ass was going to find these kids. She was going out and recruiting little models for this, and I can help you pay for school for this. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all watched the
I was about to say Surviving Jeffrey Epstein, but the documentary about him on Netflix. If you haven't, you need to go ahead and do that. See, they're directly connected to what we were talking about earlier, like the Podestas and Pizzagate. The girl Madeline that went missing on the island. Um, she was seen, like they have a sketch of Ghislaine, and they don't have her name or anything like that, but they have a sketch within the files of Madeline McCann's missing persons report, that they saw this lady with this accent asking a man on the phone, or walking up to a man and asking, "Do you have the child? Do you have the girl?" Like, and it's on like down the street from a bunch of elite people. That just scared the shit out of me. What is that?
Go ahead, Omar. Do you want to speak?
Scared me. But yeah, it's just like I need her to go down for this, and I don't need her to take the easy way out either. She better not be hanging from nothing in the morning when they go to pick her up from court.
Well, if they was her defendants, they
Really?
would be on. You ain't gonna be able to hide that. That would be out there, and some people would be locked up, man. I don't think those are her defendants, man. Like, we gotta stop saying that until we get some proof of that, man. I'm just saying, realistically.
He'll be dead by
One more
midnight.
thing.
He'll be dead
One
by
more thing.
midnight.
Do you guys remember like a few years ago, Beyonce was like performing in mask, like for a whole year straight? Like, did you guys remember that?
Facts. I
We got we
remember.
got a hot
Yeah,
minute.
Facts.
Omar, it's on you.
No, I was
Can
saying
I
like
touch
that.
base?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing though. It's like sometimes it may be a difficult thing to just really connect with what's going on, but it's like we have to open our mind up to all the possibilities. You know what I mean? It's like once we see what these people are involved with, who they're connected with, we can't put nothing past them. You know what I mean? But I get it though. It's like in the Matrix, the first one, when Neo was being shown the real world, he almost had a panic attack. You know what I mean? He couldn't believe it. He's like, oh, I don't know about this. But that's our reality. You know what I mean? it's real in the battlefield.
Yo, but I was actually speaking about them actual being real co-defendants on the case. Like, when we know that they're with them and they under the indictment, because right now we just know that Ghislaine Maxwell's going to trial. I mean, I've been locked up with. I had 25 co-defendants before. You don't when you were co-defendant. I had a big case before. You got that many co-defendants. Y'all go to court together. There is no you go to. Well, you can't go to trial by yourself, but meaning that, because I went to trial by myself. But these people, like, they never been locked up. Where are they? How are they co-defendants, and we finding this out this week? Those are not her co-defendants, bro. She's on
Did
this.
it did
We
it, did it
we
have a
we
case number at the top?
David in the house.
Usually the clerk put like the case number.
Yeah, that paper didn't have a case number. They didn't have a docket number. That paper that they posted earlier, it just
Hmm.
had all those names. Like, somebody just put written all those names down. Not to say that these people were not guilty of these crimes
Right.
against humanity. I'm just saying that they're not her actually co-defendants. It will be on her case document, which is pinned up top, and they're not on it.
Can somebody post that again? Let me see it again. I thought let me look because I saw some blue with the little like
I
the
have another one. I have another one.
They're unnamed. It's if they did them as John Doe's. I'll go get it.
It
yeah
has
somebody
several, but
because
it
I know
does
what it
have.
look because I saw like the clerk's information on it. I can look at it and tell whether or not if it's legit.
Yeah,
Um,
that the document that has the list of names is a totally different case. As I mentioned before, it was a civil case that was submitted back in August of last year. It has nothing
2020.
to do with her criminal case tomorrow, but it has a list of all of those names, and it also includes child trafficking, etc. But it's two totally different cases. And Hocus, I actually sent you the link so you can actually look at the actual case number that's on there. So one is civil, one is criminal. The criminal
No,
case
but
tomorrow is the United States of America against Ghislaine Maxwell. The case that had the list of names that had like Jay-Z on it and the other guy on it, that one is a civil case that was brought up by a young lady. Had nothing to do with that. It's just that all of their names are on there, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Keena. That's basically what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
That they're not her co-defendants on this case. Thank you. I just
Right.
seen it in the back channel too. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
On the criminal case, it says AKA sealed defendants.
Can
The
somebody
case
post it?
number, yeah, I'll post it right now.
Oh yeah, Claudia, you missed it, man. We went deep in that sister that you talked about. We went through her profile and found some other profiles that's connected to that profile. It got real
Yo, we
interesting. You
were in
missed
a
it.
rabbit hole for real.
There was something. Damn it! I had something. There was like an update I wanted to. I'm
And
just looking at
that lady,
sister.
her ex-husband was he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Can I touch
Did you
down on
know?
something?
Did you notice on her profile there was like a few days straight where she was going to a lot of events. They were wearing all red, like a code red. Code red. While we were just talking about this color red, I want to check the dates because there's a few days where everybody was doing it. Was that a protest? Was it in stance of something?
Free speech.